night and the Gemini crew.
Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Oh yeah, you're here with us tonight.
Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Giving the world light when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night.
Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike it through the night.
Oh yeah, you're here
with Mike in the night.
People of the night.
Mike it through the night, you're here with Mike in the night.
Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. Broadcasting from an unsecure underground server location. Wherever you're watching us, in your condo, in the sky, or they call it the bucks in the sky that you're paying strata fees on, your cabin in the woods, or camper in the woods, or you're couch surfing, or you're relaxing on your lazy boy chair. Crack open a window, sit back, relax. Get some tea or coffee, because you're tuned in to Mike in the Night. The voice of the Commonwealth. That's what people keep calling me. The voice of the Commonwealth. And that's what it's about. Following the patterns. Watching what's happening in other countries. Understanding what's in store for your country by seeing what's happening. I've just been following what's happening in Australia, and that just leads to what's happening in Canada and the UK and New Zealand and Western United States. I could bet you anything you want that Western United States, states like California, Oregon, and Washington will be the first to have the social credit score rolled in. And 5G and social credit score rolled in to those states. Sanctuary states, or I don't even know what the hell they call those things anymore. Chaz or chop or mop or crop. Anyways, guys, I got a show and a half lined up for you guys tonight. Let's get some callers in. I'd like to have a first time callers in. We need some fresh blood on the show tonight on Mike in the Night. The people of the night. So the comments are rolling through. Lots of people already. Wow, we already have 50 people watching. Wow, that's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I hope everyone's doing well out there. Hope everyone's enjoying their night. I got a window open here with a nice breeze coming in, allowing me to wear this. Nice and breezy in here. Woo! Ric Flair, woo! Okay, that is Lord Humongous in the chat there, live. And
I understand that you're building a nice $2.5 billion car factory in Mexico.
Yeah. Mexico. We're not picking on Mexico tonight, folks. Don't worry. All right, let's get into a quick channel plug before we kick off the news for tonight. Let's go over a quick channel plug if you guys are new to the channel. Thanks for joining me. I got a few subscribers, not a lot, a few subscribers the other day. And we got Lord saying COVID 1984. Jake Marin in the comments. Wow, everyone's joining the show tonight, man. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's go over to some article scan here. Guys, don't forget to join and set your reminders for upcoming Mike in the Nights and Trends in the Housing Market, where we take housing discussion and twist it and make it cool and I guess easy for everyone to understand how easy it is to make a mistake in today's housing markets and getting yourself into a position where you'll probably spend the rest of your life regretting. And I don't want that to happen to people. I want people to make the right sound choices in life. I'm not asking people to follow me, but I'm just asking people to hear me out. That's all I'm asking. So we got, tonight is You Run for Cover So Discreet. What are we running for cover so discreet for? Could it be, well, I got a breaking story on Zero Hedge. First story, and I confirmed it through 3 different outlets. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And next week is Mike in the Night, Keep Track of the Visions in My Eyes. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, we're talking about something, that's for sure. Replays back here. Lots of Mike in the Nights, lots of guests. And important channel information. Trends in the housing market lost. It's right here. Trends in the housing market was flagged upon review for basically bullying in talking about housing. So anyone that talks about housing or wants to warn people or just wants people to discuss these unfair practices with this FOMO and all this other crap.
Hey, YouTubers.
Sorry, that's my background there talking. Yeah, so people, you know what I'm saying? Like, giving information or trying to tell people, you know, what to look out for is now considered bullying. You're a bully if you tell people what they're in store for if they take a mortgage or something like that. Tons of, and then on the business talk, we did a video on tons of fast food casual restaurants closing. 83 tons of fake gold bars in China counterfeiting. 83 tons of fake gold bars. China has been counterfeiting, and they've been leveraging it with cash, taking the cash, and probably buying 100 properties here in the West. So the money becomes untraceable, and it just dies in its tracks, right? And condoms, and fake condoms. And I bought a ton of airline stock. My airline stock is slowly ticking up, slowly moving up. What else? Yeah. Australian about to fall off a $75 billion cliff. Very important. Guys, Teespring. Don't forget to shop Teespring. Links on top of the channel, on the main channel. I want to thank everyone that's been buying mugs, sweaters, t-shirts from Teespring. It's all here, guys. If you're welcome to come and support the channel like that. If you want, don't really care. If you want, grab something Mike in the Night. Again, I discussed with Facebook to make my Facebook page a public figure. They said that I'm not, again, they said the same thing, and they closed the case saying that I am not credible enough with 115,000 people following the page. 115,000 people. I am closed now, according to them. I am closed, according to them, because they want to issue me as a company. They don't want me as a public figure, and Facebook is garbage for that. They could go straight to hell. And then Instagram, I'll give you guys my Instagram if you want to drop me some stories or some, if you guys want to drop me a few stories or two, go ahead and drop me a story or articles. Guys, I prefer if it's okay with you guys that you send me links to articles, not other YouTube videos, because I like to be fresh with my stuff and come up with my own ideas. I really don't want to reverberate, you know, a lot of other channels, because there's a lot of people doing their own hard work, and I just don't want to kind of subconsciously take stuff from other people because it's not fair. I just don't believe in doing things like that. I like to read it on my own, kind of assess it, and talk it over with you guys, right? Oh, yeah, you are tuned in to Mike in the Night. Woo! Woo! Okay, guys, let's get into some top stories. So here it is. We got the top story here. I did confirm it with other sources, and I hope you guys are sitting down for this. Phoenix mayor lied about morgues bringing in refrigerator trucks to store overflow of COVID bodies. Just a moment of silence here for us to collect our thoughts.
We don't have victories anymore.
Yeah. I know it's not a surprise. I know it's not a surprise that a politician lied. I get it. Politicians, their job is to lie. That's the best thing the politician could do is, how much can he tax the public without them rioting and flipping over cars and burning down the cities? And how much could we lie to them and get away with it? That's all it's about. That's it. You can't sit down and debate with anyone anymore. Yeah. Phoenix mayor lied. How can you lie about something that is so sensitive, so dangerous, so provocative at times, so crazy at times, so ludicrous? How can you lie to your constituents? I'm not understanding. I'm going to tell you guys actually a story tonight. It's 3 minutes long. It's not a big deal. But it's something that I need to tell you guys. I had a gentleman that came into my store. He comes into my store every 3 months. Pays me a visit. And he owns a ventilator / assembly small plant in the province of Alberta. He stood there and told me a story that made me kind of twist my neck and say, what? In December, late December and early January of this year, of 2020, he was speaking with government officials to start assembling ventilator machines in his company. So he went ahead and started ordering parts and ordering equipment and this and that and gearing up with staff. And then mid-January comes, they're going to review the whole thing, get everything ready. They were going to prepare stadiums across Canada for people, for bodies and for as morgues, whatever they want to call it. I don't even care anymore. But that's what the plan was. Then Buddy told me that they canceled the plan on him and basically told him that we don't need your services anymore, that they basically overestimated the situation in their words. In their words, the government overstated the situation. I don't know. So, was Canada over expecting something big? And were they trying to keep everything under wraps and starting to prepare in the background for something big? They actually were. According to this guy owns a big company. He's looking to buy another company and merge and do all kinds of stuff. And this guy's super well off. And he told me that basically the governments were nervous about this. They actually thought it was going to come in and it was going to be a big deal. Bigger than they expected. And then they canceled the contract on him. He was livid. He was so upset. He told me how livid and how much money he was out of pocket. So, kind of makes you wonder, right? Let's go back to article scan. Here it is, guys. Phoenix mayor lied about morgues bringing in refrigerator trucks to store overflow of COVID bodies. Keyword, lied. Support word, COVID. Cops raid mansion of St. Louis couple who defend their home from protesters, confiscate AR-15. Okay, now, I want to know if you guys saw that story. It was on, I don't know if it was the Washington Examiner, I can't remember, with Florida, Miami Herald, or whatever it was. A couple were washing the window of their restaurant that had BLM spray painted on their window. They're washing the window, and I think they got charged with hate speech for trying to wash it off. You can't make this stuff up, people. I'm not okay. All right, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. LA Teachers Union says schools can't reopen unless charter school gets shut down, police defunded. China says samples of imported salmon tested positive for COVID. First it was the salmon, now it's the shrimp. So what did they do? Pay 2 pieces, samples, and then check for... Give me a break, man. Stop sending stuff to China. Let them get their own shrimp. When will the madness end? Men, it has been well said, think in herds. It will be seen they go mad in herds. when they only recover their senses slowly, one by one. Trump admin tells Minnesota governor to get bent over $16 million aid request following riots. Yeah. A lot of them were promoting this crap. Now you got to fix it. Your jurisdictions, raise the property tax on everybody else. Why the Roger Stone communication is not as controversial as the mob thinks. The mob always thinks it's always controversial. Russian fighter jets intercepts U.S. spy plane over the Sea of Japan. A growing spat of intercept incidents in unusual places. The delusional of seamless reopening is being obliterated. Companies that did survive the first phase of lockdowns are now going to get hit again hard. So they're preparing for something of nothing. The Fed put narrative era. The first time since the Great Depression, Americans must wait in line for most basic essential items. The U.S. is getting its dose of scarcity economy, and we don't like it. Official COVID statistics are missing something critical. Even if you recover, you may not escape the unscathed. I don't even care anymore. Louisiana governor orders all bars to close again. Yeah, second wave. Buy more airline stock. Yeah. Yeah. Someone asked me, how's your airline stock doing, Mike? You bought like 2 weeks ago. It's doing phenomenal. I lost on 2 and gained on 2. So it's like I'm break even. And my oil is all going up too. Yeah, well, they tell you this. They're closing everything. You buy airline stock. Immediately you buy airline stock. You buy stocks that you would think that would be absolutely nuts to buy. Because in 2 years, you're going to look back, if you just buy it and leave it for 2 years, and you're going to look back and say, oh my God. Nordstrom tells landlords to expect just half of rent until January 2021. Trump, something big will happen with Venezuela and will be very much involved.
I beat China all the time.
What does Trump have planned for Venezuela? They've been trying to deplatform Nicolas Maduro.
How's the situation in Russia?
I don't know who this is. Matt TB? Okay, I don't care. There was one here about them raising property tax because of COVID. Where was it? How the Pentagon failed to sell Bountygate hoax to the U.S. intelligence. Yeah, they got to do a better job, better actors. Maybe they should get that girl in there. They took the babies out of incubators and get her crying and stuff and get her in there to tell the story. You can't get, you got to get good actors in there to sell these stories to them. You just can't go to the U.S. intelligence with that. You got to tell the stories. You got to go in there crying. Okay, here it is. Ex-jewel thief claims Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell forced him to watch. Okay. Safety first is a bad ideology. Global outrage as Erdogan orders historic Hagia Sophia Church to reopen as a mosque. Oh, wow. There you go. We can't criticize any of that, guys, so I'm sorry about that. We're not allowed to talk about almost anything anymore. All right, I'm just looking at my connection here. It looks like it's getting weak here for a sec. Oh, it's back up. All right. Welcome to the blinders on the stock market. Is it sustainable, or is the bull case, which is based on earnings, valuations, debt expansion, not mattering? Indeed, nothing mattering but liquidity, the continued path forward. Oh, yeah. Used vehicle prices spike by 9% as year over year as worried consumers abandon mass transit. So people are buying used vehicles because they don't want to get COVID. I think right now would be a good time to be a used vehicle, picking up vehicles $200-300 at auction and selling them for $4 or $5 grand. power washing them when they arrive, change the oil and out the door. You know, that's what a lot of people do. People don't want to educate themselves on how to fix their cars. It's a problem, right? I've been doing all the work. I bought a car the other day, month and a half ago. I changed my oil, did my brakes, spark plugs, wires, air filter, cabin air filter. I even checked all the piston cylinder pressures with my gauge, checking all the piston cylinders to make sure none of the rings are leaking. All right, guys, let's get our first caller in. I need to take a break from the news. We got more news coming up from all over the Commonwealth.
Hello, everyone.
And you know who I really want to get on the show? I haven't gotten on in a while. I haven't spoken to the Raven on the show in about 2 weeks now, or maybe 3 weeks, or was it 4 weeks? Or maybe more. So I got a lot of people. I got Cartoon Network guy who's been doing cartoons down in California for many years. I'm going to see if I can get him on the show here. Where is he? Oh, I forgot his name on Skype. He told me his name. I'm not sure if he's watching right now, but he's one of my subscribers. He's been following me down in Los Angeles, California. He's been doing animation forever and ever. Amen. And he promised me he's going to come on the show. He's kind of shy, doesn't have much to say, but he sends me quite a bit of messages and links to what's happening down in California. So let's see if I could find him here. He's not here. He's here somewhere, but I don't know where he is. We got a couple of old people in the comments that I haven't seen in a while. Woo! All right, let's get a caller on. Let's get a caller on. Who do we got here? Who do we got? Well, it looks like Mitch is on. There's the Raven. Let's see if he's still around. Hello?
How's it going?
Good. It's so good to hear from you. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I know you had some time off recently, and you've been enjoying your summer?
Yeah, I'm still off right now. It's hot as hell here.
Yeah.
Super hot.
What's on your mind? I know you got a lot to say and to add. I know you haven't taken a break from watching what's happening.
You know, I've slowed down.
Okay.
It's hard to watch. It is. It's really hard to watch. I've been reading today. I was reading about all the signs in the States that they put on their businesses, like mask it or casket. You know, like wear your mask. This law office says if you think wearing a mask is against your rights, we have lots of lawyers here who will explain to you how effing stupid you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think about the whole thing, and it's hard to watch all these people who think the other way. It's just, it's going to be our demise.
So let's put that aside. Who cares about all this crap? Let's talk about now Pentagon trying to go to U.S. intelligence to sell false flags and hoaxes. We got 5G rolling out, but I'm not too worried about the 5G waves. I'm more worried about what the 5G information is going to carry. That's what I'm afraid of. The cameras. Are they still putting up cameras in your city?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you can see them. I haven't seen any, like the intersections are all done, but I haven't seen any start to go in between the intersections. But you know what? Repo market. That's what I wanted to say to you. The repo market. I think it was Thursday or Friday. They don't jack the repo market anymore. It's done. It's done. They're not. The Fed's not giving money to the repo market anymore. It stopped after 5 months. It stopped. I read that article. I was amazed. I thought, are they trying to change public perception and start to make things all good again? You can see it in some, and if you look at all the BS that they write about COVID and how it's such a horrible disease. Are we getting any accurate information from anybody?
Well, we just got the mayor from, I don't know what state, Arizona, say that they didn't require extra refrigerated trucks for bodies.
Yeah, that was a fraud. Yeah, he was lying about that. Yeah, he lied about that. Busted.
But that's dangerous. Like to lie about something like this, that skews everyone's perspective to a 180. That's a huge perspective change. I can understand 3% change in your perspective, 4% change in the way you see things, but a 180 perspective change, that's garbage. That's ruining people's lives.
You know what? We knew very early on that this was all a hoax. They did this. This is their agenda. This, what do you like? If you don't know that, you ain't following along.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't realize that, you gotta study a little harder, read a little bit more between the lines. Don't take everything at face value. Gotta use a little bit of common sense. This I find it very easy. That's like it was spelled right out. All right, we're gonna do this, and look at all the stuff that all the like the Rockefellers lockstep that paper that they put out. There's so much information leading that this is what they're doing.
Okay.
It'll become apparent in the end. That's all I can say.
Let me twist your brain here a bit. I'm going to ask you something. We've had everything happen to us in 2020. We're pretty much past halfway through the year. And the only thing we haven't had so far is a hot war and a first contact from alien civilizations. What do you think is going to happen, honestly, on the second half? I know it's an election year in the U.S., and I know it's going to... Everything from the economy to travel to vacationing, the whole planet is on standstill until this American... until they fight so hard to get Vegetable Joe as president. Now, what do you think is going to happen in the latter part of the year?
Trump was picked for a 2-term presidency back in the 90s. He's now wearing a mask at a hospital because his handlers instructed him to do that. It's an intricate chess game these people play. Trump is Hillary Clinton. Trump is Obama. Trump is Putin. Trump is Xi Jinping. I told you that. These guys are all in it together. They are doing exactly what they're going to do. Figure it out. It's easy, man. It's so in your face. All those Americans think, oh, no, he's going to MAGA. He'll drain the swamp. No, he is the swamp. He has loyalty to the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. He has loyalty to the bankers. You will never get a nomination unless you pledge your loyalty to those people. You won't even get a chance. That's it. Figure it out.
Okay.
Everything he does is leading he's giving false hope to all those people. Trump will help us. He's Q. He's QAnon. That's all a joke, man. Wake up. Wake up.
Okay.
These people got to.
Let me ask you this. Let me backtrack one question I did earlier when I was reading some of the articles. What does the United States have planned for Venezuela?
Their oil.
Oh, I get that. I understand that. And on an economic standpoint, what's the plan, though?
Well, they're going to get rid of Maduro. Put in there. They're going to do something. They're going to get rid of that guy. They need the oil. There's no alternative to that oil. There's just no alternative. And you're going to run out one day. So we got to downsize this planet. Got to get rid of some people. You know, I don't disagree with them. I fully pretty much 98% agree. I don't agree with their methods. You know, I don't agree with their mass vaccinations and all the shit they're doing, but we got to bring the population down, man. Letting us run like rabbits on a finite planet is not a good, it's not a good end case scenario there. And their technology is so far advanced now that they realize, holy shit, we got a big problem. And like all the elites say, you can't solve one problem on this planet till you solve population. So what do you think they're doing? I don't have enough slaps in my hand to wake up everybody in America. All these people, wake up, man. You know, they're completely controlled and programmed by everything they see and hear. They got to think outside the box here. They think outside the box.
Well, you know what? I want to, maybe we're going to do a Mike in the Night show about population levels, because
I know you don't believe them.
I don't think we have that many people on Earth that they say that they say we do. I don't know. I think we do have obviously 4, 5, maybe 6 billion. Who keeps track? How do they know? Who are they everywhere at every time? You know what I'm saying?
Well, once we all get chipped, they'll know exactly how many there are.
Right.
So, yeah, I see bad things.
Well, think of my jet plane theory, okay? My jet plane theory. I brought it up on the show many times. You take off from Vancouver on a plane, okay? You're heading east across Canada, over Canada. You fly 40 minutes before you see lights from another city. You fly 40 minutes, like 1,000 kilometers before you reach Calgary. And then you see more civilization. And then it's all mountains and trees and brush and tundra. And then you see another city.
That's Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Go to India. Go to China. Africa. What's Africa have? 800 million? China's 1.38. India's 1.3. India will overtake China by 2027 population. They just breed and breed and breed. That's it. What's the sense to burn up all the forests and the wheat and everything that we have? We're going to run out at the rate we're going. It's out of control. Pollution, everything is out of control.
Okay, I just want to ask you one last question. What is going on with your friend JT? Apparently, he hit another pitfall, and JT is Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. Hit another pitfall today, and what's going on? Apparently, he's got caught in another scandal in plain sight. According to CBC News, the government paid media government sponsored media by him, who sponsored them, are now turning around and catching him in a pitfall. What's going on?
He's a corrupt. He's corrupt. He's a little. I don't like him. I don't acknowledge that he's the prime minister either.
Yeah.
I don't. Him and Hill Dog are in the same boat.
Hill Dog. I love Hill Dog. I love Hill Dog.
Question is Epstein going to turn in Bill Clinton? Where is Maxwell? What's she going to do? She had, you know what, in that plea deal in 2008 with Epstein, she's got clemency. They can't touch her.
Mm-hmm.
They can't touch her. She's got a, I don't know what's it called. The term is, she's clean. She was part of that deal. They can't. She's got immunity. That's it. She's immune from that case. So that's government. That's federal across the whole state. She has immunity from that case. Nobody opposed it when it was done. So she's got it. So I don't see what they're really going to come after her for. And she's got a lot of information. I hope she takes down Bill Clinton. I don't care about Prince Andrew. I don't care. Bill Clinton, I'd like to see.
Prince Andrew?
The Queen's son.
I don't know those people.
Well, Prince Andrew is the Queen. He's the Queen's son, right?
I don't know the royal family, dude. I'm sorry. I really don't care. I just don't care. Like the Kardashians, people laugh at me and say, "You don't know who the Kardashians are?" I'm like, I don't know who they are. I don't even know what they look like. I know there's one guy or something that was in the Olympics in 1981. That's
Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, that was part of the that won the gold for America or something.
Yeah, he's a woman now.
I understand that. I know that. I heard about that. But that's all I know. I don't know anything about these people. I don't know who they are, what they're wearing, what they smell like. I don't care. These people don't pay my bills.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Starts with a C. He won the bravery medal for becoming a woman. Meanwhile, you got soldiers with arms and legs blown off that don't win the bravery medal, but Bruce Jenner wins the bravery medal for becoming a woman.
That reminds me of Tom Brady's clap about when he won that award, and Tom Brady was like this. What kind of clap was that?
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, Raven, I wanted to have you on first to break some ice here tonight and get your...
Week. I was on the beach there.
Yeah, we had you on the beach last time.
Yeah, that was like a week ago. You said you hadn't talked to me in 3-4 weeks. That was like a week ago.
Well, it just feels longer, you know?
You know what? I just sit back and watch it as it all unfolds. You're not going to stop it. It's like an ugly train wreck. You know, what are you going to do? These guys are going to pump up the numbers. Oh, there's a new record in Texas. There's a new record here. Oh, a record spike here. You know what? Give everybody an IQ test in the U.S. We'll have a record spike in idiots. That's what we'll have.
Woo!
You know what? I read a meme there. It says, being woken is not easy. It means you got to dumb down 98% of what you say so you don't sound like a lunatic to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good one. Just sit back and watch the show, Mike, and get rid of your airline stock.
Okay. We'll talk soon. God bless you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Well, we got a little disruption in the comments here. Lupa was timed out for 300. Somebody was timed out, and people are asking, who the F are you? Okay, there's a lot of fighting going on in the comments. So we got Marcelo Marvloso in the house. Hollywood in the house. Lord Humongous, of course. We got Big Rob New Zealand in the house. We got David Xavier in the house. We got... Who else do we got in the house here? Steven Sewell of Net Pashuk in the house. Metal Gear Mark III, 3-Leaf, 3RG. We got Ian Croson in the house. I wonder why Lupa got banned from the comments. I'm not sure what he did. Because it looks like a lot of people are like upset with something there that was said. There is no fighting, just moderating. Lou said you are faking news. That's okay. That's okay. He could say that. Guys, don't ban anybody. He's allowed to tell people that I am fake news. That's okay. If he says something about one of our guests, or he says something about, like personal, like weird stuff that shouldn't be saying, that's fine. But if someone's calling me fake news, let them. That's fine. I don't care. You know, it doesn't... He said that you are fake news. Well, I'm not real. This is not a real news show. This is a discussion area where we come, hang out, talk, discuss, share ideas. This is not a real news show. If this was a real news show, then that means it'd be fake. We're fighting over the Kardashians. They're fighting over... I don't even know who those people are. I don't even want to look them up and waste my time. Okay, we got... So Ian saying, sick, I got a shout out. I feel famous. You are famous, Ian. Mighty Motive 82 says, tell us more K-Packs. Nat Pashuk is saying, buying California. Troll Not saying, this is real life. Oh, you bet this is real life. That's right. David Xavier is saying, real is fake and fake is real. That's exactly what it is. Okay. So here it is, guys. Canadian government looks like he, I don't know what he did here, but he looks shocked at all. Oh, we got David Xavier wanting to come on the show. I'll give him a 10-minute plug. Tell us what he's got on his mind.
Hello, Mike.
Yo, how are you, my brother?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, so do you know, what did your friend do today? Says he dropped another pitfall. JT, what did he do? I'm not going to read all this to figure it out.
Right, I guess he's involved in some scandal with regards to We Day. Honestly, I think it's more like WeWork, like the WeWork scandal.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Like,
I'm listening to you. So
it's like, so like this like people add like we and this community thing. I don't know. It's like they're trying to make it a family, but it's all just a scandal in the end. I think that's all there is to it.
Yeah, there's nothing new. Who cares? He committed a scam, a crime. I mean, why are they going to waste journalistic, this great journalistic coverage by telling us a politician is creating pitfalls? Who cares? We know that.
I don't know. I think it's more.
But David, is it just me, or do you think it's all our majority of politicians? Are they just losers for real?
I don't know. You gotta ask some, but I think it's all just a distraction. A distraction. To be honest.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's from yeah.
All right, distraction. Let's play with that. Now you tell me, what are they distracting us from?
The economy. I think that's a big one. because people are losing jobs. I mean, the second wave of COVID, it's coming. Like, look at Florida right
Hold
now.
on a sec. I thought the second wave already came.
Right. Well, that's in the States, but I'm not so sure in the province of Ontario. I think it's kind of under control, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. So.
I'm just trying to figure it out because they're always warning us about this. Dude, they warned us about the second wave of COVID before the first one even reached North America.
Right.
So
right.
it's all pre-planned, in my opinion. That yes, people are getting sick. I'm not going to deny that. I got sick, and everyone I've been talking to that's been coming to my store that's within 100-mile or 200-mile radius of my store have told me they got so sick in December and January that they had to take weeks off work to recover because it was so bad and they couldn't breathe.
Is it from COVID or?
It is COVID, and we got it because now
Okay.
I don't know if you saw the WHO's thing there that they put about the cross contamination in waters in August or September in Canada with COVID.
Last year or?
Last year, yeah, that's what they're saying
Okay.
now. So there's just too much garbage going around. We don't even know where to look anymore.
Right, and now in Ontario, they're enforcing this. They've passed a bylaw, basically force everyone to wear a mask, whether it's indoor public space or supermarket. So I don't know, because not only that, actually, Mike, I wanted to tell you that they've set up speed cameras all around within the neighborhood and.
Speed
Well, during
cameras
the
for
walk-
speeding cars?
Yeah. Yeah, for speeding cars, yes. I don't know, because it's just like I think some of the callers in the past they've been saying, setting up 5G. I think that's in like Australia. They've been setting up 5G towers.
Yes, and in
While
Darwin,
the whole city's-
Darwin, Australia, Darwin in northern Australia was the first city to implement the social credit score. They're watching people now. They're actually watching them. I don't know if they're created some sort of a list or some sort of deduction theory that they have for each person. I don't know how China does it. So I'm not sure how China does it or how they create these lists. But I don't know. But it's all algorithms, right? And when they use these algorithms, sometimes they do make mistakes, right?
Yeah, but well, it's not just the algorithms that make mistakes. You think about this, whole the social credit score system. I mean, the cameras, they're made in China, right? So, are they even reliable?
And you were born in China too.
Yeah, I was born in mainland China, a city called Wuxi.
And you don't trust the technology from there yourself.
No, but I mean, like, are they reliable? Are they like bulletproof?
Not only that, but hold on.
Yeah.
But what if they inject the software or put a software in there that allow them to tap into the cameras at any time, regardless of who has control, but they can still see. Backdoor.
I don't know.
Create a backdoor.
A backdoor. So like, what FBI is trying to do with like iPhones or the FBI agent? Did they tell Apple to have a backdoor? Is that what it is?
Something like that. Creating a backdoor on the camera systems or the 5G network so that the Chinese government could tap in and see people all over the place, wherever they want. It doesn't have to be in China.
Like from Canada? Is that what you're saying? Or
I could see the Chinese doing that. I could see them watching us on our phones. I could see them recording everything we're saying on our phones. Not just the Chinese, our own governments, everybody.
I could see the CIA's doing that. You know the YouTube channel Code Fusion. He made a video regarding the origin of Google, and from that video, apparently CIA had a very early involvement with the company. Yeah, they invested a lot of money into.
Well, it was all military. A lot of the internet was military, and it was designed to control us, right?
Yeah, and Sergey Brin had to like provide monthly or like report to the CIA on a monthly basis or something like that. I forgot the details, but yeah, essentially Silicon Valley, CIA is taking advantage of that, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that if Apple is involved with the CIAs as well.
Oh,
So,
of course, they're
or the
all
FBI.
together.
Yeah, of course, they're all in this together. So
So, okay, let me ask you this one question. What do you think is going to happen? Like, okay, we got this whole second wave. I thought the second wave was here. I thought the second wave was here already last week, 2 weeks ago. They were saying, oh, the second wave is here, this and this and that. And then we got all these people going to hospitals, filming all these empty hospitals, and we don't even know what the heck is going on. We don't know how they're or what they're misleading us with anymore. We don't know if they're tricking or treating. What do they want? They want to push an agenda, fine, but at least give us some sort of proof. At least don't leave us in the dark every 2 seconds and then say, oh, well, I lied about this. Oh, well, I lied about this. What's the end game with this? What is this going to end? Are they going to keep? Is it going to be a permanent change for us, or what?
I think it's all just a game, just to play with us. Like they're the cats and we're like the mice, and
Yeah.
they're playing with us. We're just simply pawns for them. So I don't know.
Interesting.
That's how I look at it. I mean, I don't really know enough to give you like a comprehensive answer, but
Well, somebody in the comments just says to kick off a revolution.
I don't know what the revolution is about then. Is it like a NWO or?
Oh,
You know what
man,
that means,
just
right?
the people fighting to get their country back is what it's going to be, a civil war or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. But there is a war on for everything right now. Whether it's information, whether it's land, whether it's key resources, whatever it is, every major country is starting to prop it up. Like China's buying gold mines in Canada, gold mines in Colombia the other day. China bought another gold mine in South Africa. They bought another gold mine. All last week, China bought 13 gold mines around the world. 13 major gold mines. So something is happening, David. Something big is happening. And I don't know
Yeah.
what they're ramping up for because it looks like it's going to be controlled. They're going to try and control the rare minerals, and they're going to try and control, and I don't know. I think it's going to get bigger and more. I think it's going to get a lot bigger than what we could ever imagine, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is slavery 2.0. I think that's what's going to
Information
happen.
age. We're in the information age, and things are going to get a lot more trickier. All right, David, I'm going to let you go. And
Okay, Mike.
yeah, you take care. We'll talk soon, okay, brother?
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mike.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So David was living in China when they had an outbreak of some sickness years ago when he was in grade school in China. And they put all these chemicals in the classrooms to help dissipate or the spread, stop the spread. He brought up some really interesting stories on Mike in the Night, telling us things. You can go back to older episodes if you want to hear all kinds of cool stories from our tons of regular guests we have. And you see if you have any first-time callers. Where's my cartoon guy? Where's my cartoon guy? Okay, we got, who else we got here? Oh, is this him? Okay. Okay, somebody messaged, that's somebody else on. That was this Monday. I'm just trying to see where Buddy is here. Oh, we got somebody from Antarctica that wants to add me on Skype. So we got people from all over the place, all over the Commonwealth watching Mike in the Night. I like to see this channel as the little Cessna plane in just outside of Florida, heading towards a secluded part of Florida, to a secluded runway, below the radar, low enough that they don't catch us, high enough that we don't hit obstacles on the ground, and making a safe landing to drop off our information to everyone. The information that is key. Right? All right, let's move on to some comments in the comment section. Woo, there's so much. There's paragraphs in the comment section. Awesome Antarctica. Alan is saying maybe if everyone ignored social media, things would go back to normal. I know. That's what everyone says. Turn off the TV, turn off the news, turn off everything. Jeff Salcero says yes, they want to bring down the global population and create a slave class. We got Marcelo saying, I want to call in Mike. Yeah, add me on Skype. Mike Martins 1980 on Skype. Mike Martins 1980. And then we got Sean Lieberman. Sean Lieberman says, Mike, that's BS. Then we got Mighty Motive 1982 says, this is the Spruce Goose. Sean is saying, you're already caught in the algo web. Oh, I know that. I know that, Sean. I just want to just seem like, because we don't get a lot of people watching the channel. We don't get a lot of people following. We don't get a lot of people tuning in. But we're big enough, to be that little uncharted plane, just small enough to avoid obstacles on the ground and to get detected by the bigger guys. You can't. 3RG saying we're going to take away the power from the dying social media platforms. That's not going to happen. They're going to get government funding no matter what. In Canada bailed out all our media companies. I think several times now, from what people have been telling me. They've been bailed out several times. So we're not talking about 2-3 bailouts. We're talking about quite a few bailouts, actually. I didn't know that. I keep talking about the one-time $600 million bailouts. Apparently, there's a lot more bailouts for the dying dinosaur media. I'm just reading the All right, let's see who we could get on the show. We got a lot of people look like they're online right now. Getting a lot of green here from people. I'm getting a lot of green with people. A lot of green with people that are online. So I'm just trying to see who I could get on the show. Maybe surprise call somebody that does. See if I could find somebody that's just surprise somebody by calling them and saying, yo, what's up? Yeah, let's get Lord Humongous. I want to see what he's up to. I hope he's doing okay.
Yo.
What's up, dog?
What you doing, dog?
Nada, just chilling out here. Here in my underground server bunker here.
Good show tonight.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. We are having a good time here. So we didn't have you on last week. So we know. You've told us. We need a good currency system, a good way to move forward. But yeah. I want to ask you something tonight. I want to ask you a few questions. One, what's the deal with Venezuela, and what does the United States, that article that we brought up earlier? Apparently, the United States of America has plans for Venezuela, and the United States will be heavily involved. The Raven was on earlier. He said it's about the oil and control of the oil.
It's part of it. I mean, it's all about multiple aspects, Mike. Like I continually go to. It's just like if you look at Lebanon. If you went to Mineko, Mario's channel today. Mm-hmm. He explained how the domino is going to fall for the fiat currency starting in Lebanon with the central banks collapsing there. And once that gets set in motion, then you're going to see all the fiat currencies around the world completely collapse to zero. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the U.S. and North America, I think our relationship with Venezuela is we're going to become Venezuela. And we're all going to be eating zoo animals pretty soon because of what these bastards have done.
So
that's
Trump,
my feeling.
So this is a big deal because this is going to affect a lot of lives, just like every other Just like every other thing they try to sell the U.S. intelligence, right? Trump, something big will happen with Venezuela, and we'll be very much involved. Trump was asked, for you, somebody asked him, is it for you, Trump, Venezuela, or is it Guaido, or is it Maduro? Is it U.S. intervention? So
it doesn't matter, Mike. It's all monetary, like I've said in the past. It all boils back down to that. Everything. That's where these sickos, they derive their power from the monetary system that's failing. Just like the Ravens, Xi Jinping is Trump. Trump is, name any world leader you want. There's a whole gaggle of these, I call them scumbags, parasites, but they control it all, man. I mean, because everybody on the planet uses a monetary system, which is derived in fiat. The whole dollar itself is a joke. It's been a joke since 1971. You can't pay a debt with a debt, an instrument of debt. It doesn't work. The only thing that cancels debt is sound money and precious metals.
And
that's why. Go ahead.
No, that's my theory on the rocket ship. My son asked me, Daddy, can't we just put more fuel in the rocket ship to get further into space? No, because now you're going to start carrying fuel to carry fuel. And it's like when you have debt, you pay it with more debt. You're just creating more debt to pay more debt. You're not even getting anywhere anymore. It's
just like Tesla, man. Everything that comes out of that is a joke. It's connected to NASA. It's all smoke and mirrors. When you have a rocket booster on a SpaceX, with a mouse on a green screen and a SpaceX so-called booster rocket, I mean, what does that tell you? And now their stock's going up to, what is it, over $1,000? I mean, I look at these charts all day long, and the Tesla has, if you start with Tesla from its beginning and you look, it's in this Bollinger Band range, and right now it's at the very peak because they've manipulated the price up on that stock. These stocks are garbage, and they're along with Microsoft, all the big ones. You notice that there's only 5 major companies that are doing well in this situation, while the whole fiat currency is collapsing. I mean, that's all you got to look to, man. You don't listen to what politicians tell you on either party. They're all full of liars and criminals and thieves. I mean, I don't know how else to explain this to people. It's simple. If you stop believing what these idiots are telling you, these so-called experts on CNBS and all these financial channels, it's all a bunch of propaganda. But people buy into it. They buy into the lie. That's why they're all wearing medical masks and walking around like zombies right now on airplanes.
I remember back in the day, I'm talking about like 8 years ago, when Peter Schiff would go a lot on CNN and those big channels as like talking about monetary and feds and this and that. And then after he was found right about gold and silver and the manipulation in the markets, they never had him back on the show.
Well, yeah, he was on the show because they pay him to be on the show too at the same time. Yeah, he's right about gold. His dad, Irwin Schiff, was right. He got thrown in prison for the bogus IRS BS. I mean, I respect Irwin, his dad, more than I do Peter Schiff, to tell you the truth. Because to me, like, Peter Schiff's kind of a sellout to the entire fiat system. I mean, the dollar. If you look at the history of the dollar, the word is Spanish. It comes from, it's a piece of silver. That's what real money is. And no matter what idiots tell you that it's a commodity only, it's an industrial metal, just like copper. They're all monetary metals, and it doesn't matter what these liars say. At the end of the day, their systems will fail, and these will all be monetary metals again.
Yes. Let me interject there. Plata
pura.
Plata means silver, and plata means money.
Yeah. Plata pura is on the Mexican Libertad. It has no denomination on it, Mike. That's why I like Libertads. So it's worth its weight, because real wealth is measured in weight, not paper or digits.
That's right.
And that's what all these central banks are trying to hoard. Even the American government just got, I don't know how many tons from Switzerland. That gold has been sitting in those vaults since World War II.
Yep. Hey! I forgot to ask you. What about the 80 billion tons of gold that China had? Fake tungsten wrapped gold.
I love tungsten.
But that's 4% of the reserves, Lord. 4%.
Exactly. that goes to show you what liars China are. That's the Communist Party speaking right there.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying. They're trying every which way to destroy America within because they want to take over the world. Basically,
Well, they leverage that
they
money
want,
with cash. They loan it basically to an institution that takes it, puts it in their coffers, lends out the fiat currency to them. They take that currency. The guys that bought the gold think they won, but meanwhile they got scammed. They take that cash and launder it through our casinos and buy houses in Seattle and Washington and Vancouver and Toronto and Sydney and Melbourne and Auckland and London and Ireland and all kinds.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that story you covered in Wuhan or whatever, where they caught that mayor with all that gold, so-called gold in his?
He had so much gold on him.
Yeah, I'll bet everything I got that most of that stuff was tungsten and junk.
You think so? Honestly,
I honestly do, because I know the Chinese have been manipulating metals and counterfeiting metals for a very long time. You know, Americans, yeah, we have a small problem maybe with that, with certain small individuals doing that. But on a national scale, no way. China's the biggest gold counterfeiters on the planet.
yeah, but gold counterfeiting. I mean, that's treason. That's treason to the planet.
Of course it
You're
is.
betraying the whole planet when you start creating false gold. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the communist mindset. They don't care how they gain power. They don't do anything fairly. You know, you fight a war. They're fighting a guerrilla war while we're idiots over here with politicians that are selling out to them. And every country's done it. Our own government. I mean, I'm so disgusted by our own government that I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just like the Raven. I just like, okay, whatever. So can we, get onto some sound money and some honest money and some honest dealings? No, everything's black market. Cheating people,
spoofing metal markets, spoofing the markets, auto dealerships ripping people off, mechanics ripping people off, like airlines ripping people off.
Look at the real money, though, Mike. Look at J.P. Morgan. They just shipped 30 million ounces on July contracts. Well, where did that silver go to? I heard it went to Goldman Sachs, but I'm thinking part of that went to China somehow to pay off something. I don't know what these idiots are doing in these big six banks, but they're all part of the criminal syndicate. They're running.
I don't like Goldman Sachs.
I don't like any of them. I think they're all corrupt. I don't like any social media. I think Bill Gates is a criminal, world criminal, needs to be hung by the neck till dead. I think Microsoft needs to go bankrupt. I think all these big ones do.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in it. They're all in it on the scam. That's how they maintain control. Now, are Americans going to give up their freedom completely? Is that what's going to happen? All these idiots walking around for some stupid virus that's made up, wearing masks everywhere you go.
I thought the second wave was already in America. So I guess they're pushing the second wave towards October, closer to the election, so that you could have mail-in ballots, right?
Look, you got perfectly healthy people jogging in these stupid masks. If anybody should be worried about COVID-19, it should be somebody like me with diabetes.
Right. But I'm saying, but what I understand that, but Lord, what I'm saying is, they're saying the second wave is coming in September, October. Are they doing this purposely to push the elections so they could actually have a mail-in election system where people mail in their ballots?
Yeah, which is another counterfeit, complete fraud. I mean, voting has been rigged since I don't know how long, Mike. Your vote does not count. That's what I'm trying to tell these idiots that follow Republicans and Democrats. They're the same party. They're bought by the central bankers. The central bankers control the world.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take that monetary power back from them. Stop using their BS systems. You have to completely get outside their system.
Well,
that's where truth.
At the French, the Gilles de Jean in France, they got pretty smart. You know what they did?
What?
They actually organized to pull all their money out of the bank at the same time.
Yeah. Well, viva Gilets Jaunes. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, because those guys really organize and think of ways to damage the monetary system or whatever system, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I would suggest that you go watch Mario's video, Monaco 64, and he explains how the Rothschilds. She shows the cover of the 1988 with the phoenix burning, the French symbol on the phoenix's head.
Yeah, we saw that. And there's a crypto symbol in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we brought that up a while back on the show. Dominic, who left Canada and moved to Mexico, came on the show. Yeah, we brought that up. He was talking about that and showing. Yeah, we brought that up almost, I think, a year and a half ago on the show. My
point being, these psychopaths tell you years in advance of what their plans are.
Right, of course.
You have to be able to read it. But I would suggest all the listeners that are listening tonight to go join Maneko 64's channel and watch today's video, because it's very important. It connects a lot of dots to what people think is going on. You sent it to me in the link. Why don't you put it in the comments there for people to watch later? I will, definitely.
Yeah, just throw it in the comments. That's fine. I like Maneko. We did a show together.
Mario's a good guy. I know. I'm the one that brought him on your show.
That's right. So you did it. You did all the brokering, buddy. So are you gonna get? You said you were working on getting Anthony Weiner on the show.
Yeah, I got his laptop. It's here in Denver.
Woo!
It's tied with Hill Dog server, the missing server. Right?
So yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. If you can find anyone, or anyone knows anyone that wants to come on Mike in the Night, or maybe do a dual show together, maybe ask each other some. Well, I usually ask most of the questions because I don't really know anything. So,
Mike, the problem is that you're getting censored right now by Google, YouTube, because YouTube's connected to Google. That's all CIA ran, and it's ran by a bunch of other psychopaths.
Hey, whoa! Why do you think they took down my 4 trends in the housing market videos from like a year ago?
Because you were talking about plantations, and I said that during the chat, because you're using those keywords that'll flag it for racism, which is total horseshit. That's why.
Because on that Trends in the Housing Market show, I was talking about the one they took down was one of the ones they took down was first-time homebuyer loans are dangerous. To be careful with them.
Yeah. But remember when we were talking with who's that old man up there in Oregon or whatever?
Mitch Bannon.
Yeah, Mitch. And how he has that old house website, and a lot of it's those southern plantations. And you kept saying the word plantation all throughout the video. I'll bet you 1,000 to 1 that's why they flagged that video.
No, that wasn't the video that was flagged. It was from a year ago.
But you just said the last trends in the housing
not the last trends in the housing market. I'm saying they deleted 4 of my trends in the housing markets videos. One of them was from a year ago. One of them was from 2 years ago. One of them was from like 3 months ago, and one of them was like from a month and a half ago.
Because every day these companies are putting in keywords for the algorithms, and every time that a certain keyword pops up, it'll flag that algorithm. And they pay these jerk offs like at Facebook and stuff. That's all they do all day is sit there and monitor words. Or YouTube or Google or any platform. That's why I'm telling you to get off. People are leaving YouTube. It's going to go down with the Titanic.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the captain to go down with the ship. But, I got to find somewhere where I could stream too, right?
Yeah, you got all these different platforms. Go to Parlay. Parlay's better. I mean, I'm sure 3RG's got some good platforms where they don't, they're not as heavy on the censorship or whatever.
But we don't even talk about things that are harmful or damaging to people.
It is to their ideologies, though. That's what you don't understand. These socialist, Marxist, Democrat, commie, whats. That's all they do. That's how they make their money. They make their money off killing the system. And on the other side, you got the jerk offs that keep printing money into oblivion. No wonder your fiat's failing worldwide. Because there is sound money, Mike. That's what it comes down to. You want the truth. I'm telling you the truth from my aspect, from all my research that I've done over the last 25 years. People don't listen to me though. I'm a very small. I'm one guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't have these big platforms like some of these other jerkweeds on there too. You know what I mean?
You should be doing a video a day, Lord.
I can't, man. I got a damn phone, and it's just right now it's too much for me.
Okay.
I was trying to build the Patreon channel, but you know what? Things change. I still only got 3 supporters on there. No big deal. But I got another. I might be moving locations pretty soon. I don't know. I'm trying to figure something out.
Okay. Well, keep us in the loop on what's going on, you know?
I will until they shut down the internet.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Right?
Anyways, okay, Lord. Thank you so much for all your input. Well, we've been talking almost
Yep.
20 minutes. Thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate your support and time. And guys, Lord,
Yep.
can you put your link in the thing?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I'll try to put it up there in the comments or something or
Put your
whatever.
link up
but-
for whatchamacallit. Your guys, support Lord Humongous. He's going through a tough time right now. And if you can, on Patreon, I am supporting him, and a couple others are. $1, $2, $5 a month. Just help the guy out for a while, please.
All right, brother.
All right, you
Appreciate
take care.
it.
Stay out of trouble.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Yep, we're having a fantastic show. Fantastic show. And, you know, I'm not trying to create a show to be here to be anti-government everything, you know? We need governance. We need governance on who's going to repair our sidewalks, who's going to fix the potholes on the street. We need governance on who's going to paint the damn streets and organize that stuff, who's going to make sure the light bulbs are changed in our stoplights. That's the governance I look forward to. That governance. Right? Making sure our dams are working right, making sure there's no flooding, making sure our police are up to spec, making sure that the cities are being audited to make sure they're not overspending. That's the governance I want. I don't want a governance to come in and tell us what to read, what we can't, but what to read. The second they start destroying, like in Hong Kong, they're going into libraries and they're removing literature from the libraries, the Communist Chinese Party. And they're doing this, you know why? Because they want to control what you read. And that's a big deal when you get into Maoism, Leninism, when you start getting into the book burning. Now we're in the information age. Digital burning. Now, what's going to happen is, and I brought this up maybe 100 times on this channel like a broken record. 100 years from now, mark my words, people will be looking up on Wikipedia. What's up, Stephanie?
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. What are you up to?
It's very steamy and warm here in Central Florida. Let me tell you, it's very warm and hot.
That's good. That's good to hear. Okay, so let me ask you, what's going on? What's going on there? What are you observing there in the South?
Well, they did open Disney World back up today, although people had to have reservations for that. You know, and obviously they have limited capacity now to get into the parks. I passed by the park tonight. I didn't go. I looked and, you know, I've been keeping up with the International Drive, you know, that theme and all that. But the hotels, I tell you, Mike, they're pretty dead. Compared to normal. You don't see all those tour buses and all that. You definitely don't have the Brazilians coming from South America or any of the South American folk. Obviously, there's a few here and there, but not that many. Used to walk into a Ross or TJ Maxx and you'd be lucky to find one suitcase there. Now they've got them, you know, overflowing the coffers, if you know what I'm saying. It's just like it's a different world now. But it's coming back. You know, people are shopping. Obviously, sadly, now we have to wear masks everywhere we go. I was informed that my college here is only going to be 40% capacity compared to the 100% this semester. I had 3 of my classes go completely online for this next semester for my fall. Only one class will I be able to do at nighttime. That's, you know, there's only like 10 or 12 of us. So they're taking, you know, they're trying to put people in larger classrooms with the medium-sized classes or smaller ones, and the bigger ones, they're putting them all online. And masks are going to have to be worn. So it's not, talking to a lot of my friends, I'd say about half of them, they're not coming back. They're, you know, why are you going to pay all this rent down here when there's no, you don't go on campus, what's the point?
Yeah,
You're
stay
doing
home
it
and study,
online.
right? Stay home and study. But the problem is, are they going to
Yeah.
lower tuition rates if you have to? Okay, like the Facebook was saying, oh, you want to work remotely, then you're going to get a cut in pay if you work remotely. Are they going to make a cut in tuition rates if you study from home?
No, that as far as I know, they're not. Although they did give me a little bit of a refund for that, because from spring break all the way until the middle of May, we were online. We didn't go on campus. So they did, you know, to the veterans anyway. I don't know about the rest of my friends, but the veterans that I talked to, they got some money back. And they were awarded a grant from the government, and they paid. Sadly, it was only like $950, but still, to me, it's $950 because before I didn't have internet. I was like, why am I going to pay $55, $60 a month for internet when I go to campus
Right.
and do all my work in the library or whatever? Well, they pay the $950, and so it basically helps cover my year of my internet service. But I signed this big lease and paying all this money to live like 5 minutes away from campus, and now I find out I'm only going to go to one class,
Oh, that's gonna
starting
suck.
in the fall, and I'm like, oh my holy smokes, even all summer I was supposed to be on campus, and that didn't happen either. So, it is what it is. Things happen for a reason. I'm not going to worry about, what can you do? I'm just like, well, I'm near my graduation time, so I've only got one more year to go and I'll be done. So,
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Now, let me
um,
ask. Let me ask. Do you think they're going to push this stupid COVID thing? Because your Mr. Sweaterman there, Bill Manhattan Gates there was saying that the second wave is coming October, November, just in time for the election. Are they going to do this so they could for people having to mail in election ballots so they could fudge the numbers, or are they gonna is the second wave over? What the heck is going on down there?
No, they're fudging. It's all fudge. It's all fake news. They're fudging the numbers, like a couple of your other callers pointed out earlier. I think the Raven and one of your other callers. It's all fake. The numbers are fake. They're saying, oh, well, if you like, I've been to the VA hospital here twice in 1 week to take care of some personal medical things I needed to, and they've checked my temperature, and they're like, they keep trying to push it to go, well, you sure you're not sick? No, I'm not sick. You see, I don't have a temperature. So what's the issue? So they're like, okay, well, we're going to need to have you escorted to here and here. Why? To test me for the millionth time for this crap? I don't have it. I told you I had it earlier before you knew anything about the COVID stuff because I was in Hawaii and I was around, sadly, I was around all the people that were from China and Japan and Asia or whatever. And I contracted it, after being on 11 different airplanes, like I had told you before. But I haven't been on an airplane since. But then I had the relapse. See, I had the sickness around the time I think you did.
December.
Yes, I did. I was sick as a dog on Christmas Day.
Me too. I couldn't even open my damn store for a week and a half, and I was
No,
so angry.
I was near. I couldn't even move my body. It
Me
was
too.
that bad.
Me too.
I,
And you
I
know
woke
what?
up in tears because I was supposed to go to Disneyland that day when I was in California, and I wasn't able to do it. I was in tears on Christmas Day.
I missed Christmas Day, Christmas dinner with my family, and my
Yeah.
family thought, what's wrong with him? Why is he in bed? I couldn't move. I was sick like a dog. And then it wasn't the first time, Stephanie, that it affected me. It was the second time, first week of January,
Yeah.
where I got it the second time. And I
Yeah.
was restricted. I was in bed for a week and a half, and I couldn't even breathe.
Yes. Yeah, it's a 39-day relapse. See, what happened is you think you're done with it, but it's still sitting there, and you get it again because I had went to Texas. I took a plane briefly to go see my daughter, and I came back, and I went to get my car from the car lot where I parked it by the airport, and I collapsed in the parking lot, and the shuttle guy came and found me like hours later, collapsed by my car.
Wow.
And that's when he knew. He said and I told him I was so weak. I was complacent. I was weak. I had no idea what time of day it was, where I had been for the last week or two. It was that bad where it took over everything. And I immediately went to the VA because I had school the next day, and I was like, I can't do this. And so my one professor was like, well, you're going to have a doctor's note. I'm like, you know what? Whatever, fine. I'll go to the VA because I needed to anyway. And they couldn't figure out what was going on. They
Me
were
too.
like, this
When
was
I went to the
before it was
hospital,
known what this thing was.
the
Yeah.
first time I went to the hospital, I was sick like a dog. I couldn't do anything, and somebody had to drive me
Yeah.
around. And then
Yeah.
the second time I got it, it was so bad that I had somebody come over to my house for me to sign a will.
Yeah. Yeah. And the doctor was like, well, do you smoke? Do you do I said, no, I don't smoke. I
Mhm.
never smoked a day in my life. I hate cigarettes. I said, and I've never done drugs. I've not, and, I said, I might have occasional glass of wine but I said, he said, well, it doesn't sound normal. And they couldn't figure out exactly what this stuff was. And not even a week or so later, a bunch of my friends knew all the signs and symptoms I had told them I was having. And even the VA called me and they go, well, you must have had the COVID. I said, you think?
Yep.
I said, see, so I had already had it. And so thankfully I've been fine since.
Yeah,
But
I'm fine. I feel phenomenal. Actually, I actually feel better than before before I got it. It's kind of cloudy, kind of misjudging things. Now
Yeah.
I feel great. It's almost like some sort of a reset in me.
Yeah, I feel like, especially after having to be in quarantined for nearly, 6 weeks or whatever,
Yeah.
the gym being shut down, the swimming pool. I love swimming over the summer. I haven't been able to swim in more than a year now. You can imagine with all these water parks here in Florida. And I'm just like, I just so upset. I mean, I'm even afraid to go into the ocean at the beach, because it's like, I guess there's been a few people getting some kind of bitten by jellyfishes or something. I don't know. The closest beach to me is Cocoa.
Cocoa Beach.
I've
actually,
yeah.
that's like central in the middle of Florida there.
Yeah, it's just by NASA, but the area I go to is really nice. It's not usually not that crowded. I went up the shore a couple of weeks ago near Daytona, and that wasn't too bad. There wasn't. It was on Father's Day. It was a very nice day. It was probably the best day I had in a long time. I just enjoyed watching people, play with their kids and enjoy swimming in the water, just sun tanning or whatever, just enjoying. And it's just like, how terrible for these evil people to want to take away vitamin D from us and take away the beach of all things, something that's God made. It just makes me sick,
No.
to take away the love and the joy from people. And it just makes me sick, Mike.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, I almost can't, I can't even sleep at night sometimes just thinking what this world's going to be like, after I'm no longer here, because it's so going the way of evilness. It's
It is.
just
Money,
incomprehensible.
shadow corporations, shadow this, shadow that, and yeah. Anyway, Stephanie.
But yeah, what I called you about very briefly, I had picked this up on another show. I don't know if you know anything about this, but to where you've ever heard about the Fabian window, or can look up and find out about the Fabian window.
No idea.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. So the other thing is, what I was going to tell you about is, I don't know, the guy was pointing out, I guess he's really done his research. It was a song written by Rush, Close to the Heart, or...
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. I remember
That
someone
song
talking about that
and
about
the
a year ago.
words. Yeah, and you look up the words to that song and what that says and what it represents. And then uh, supposedly not long thereafter, I guess the Beatles were asked to play in, from the underground weather, with the Bill Ayers or whatever. They were asked to play, and they refused, because obviously all the money would go to, you know, the things that are kind of coming out of the news right now. I won't go into that.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Beatles obviously came back with the song called The Revolution.
Talking about a revolution, hey, hey.
Exactly. So you read the words to the one that the musician, because obviously that was progressive rock or progressive. Now you know where that comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But then the words to what the Beatles wrote about the revolution and all that, and all this ties in to where we're at today, you see, because all this has been going on and being built up since the 60s or even before that. But it really got hot and heavy in the 60s and 70s to the people that we now have in our, in our governments, not just in the United States, but in Canada and around the world, basically, to create this one world order.
Right.
That they so badly
not the
want
law of
and
the
just-
jungle.
Right.
But the world order. That's what George Walker Herbert Bush said at the UN speech, I think in 1993.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And it just makes me sick to think that, I was in the military when he was in supposedly my, commander in chief. It just really makes me sick. But in hindsight, it is what it is. Live and learn, but fool me once, but don't fool me twice.
Right.
Let's just say I got my ear to your channel, and I'm I don't trust anything anybody tells me. I do all my homework. I do all my research. I might go, that might be possible, and I might think, yeah, that's probably true, but I don't go in, expecting it to be. You know what I'm saying? I go in with an open mind, going, let me look into this. Let me do some research on this. And sure enough, I can dig up so much dirt, and it's like the divine gives me a light saying, yeah, this ain't true. And
Follow
I'm like,
the
and
money.
I'll see it. Yeah. But, back to this stupid virus thing, like you were asking originally. Unfortunately, we're going to have a lot of fake news mark my word, by September into October. There is going to be so much fake news.
These election
so
ballots
many
need
lies.
to be mailed in.
The numbers are lies, but the thing is, there's not that many people dying, and most of the people getting it are 25, 26 years old.
Yeah, and they
Because
pass
they were
it,
in
and they don't even know they had
quarantine.
it.
No, they were in quarantine when they had the lockdown and all that. So the thing is, you can run, but you can't hide on this planet, Mike, as long as you're on this planet. Everybody's going to get this crap somehow, some way.
Well, no
They're
one
going
can
to
stop
get
the
it.
wind. No, no one I know yet could stop the wind.
No. And you know what? When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. You may not think it's your time to go, but the divine knows when it's your time to go. So that's the way I look at it. And I was like, well, if it was meant for me to die, I would have died. But I didn't. I survived it. God helped me.
Me too. I signed my will when I got that sickness said the second time in January. I actually had a guy come to my house for me to sign a will. I'm not lying to you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I remember you were saying how sick you were and all that, and I kept thinking.
And my wife got it, and we had to take her to the emergency, and my son got it. We had to take him, and my son got it twice, and my daughter got it twice.
Yeah. I tell you, I don't wish it on my worst enemy for anybody to get that to get what but I mean, I made it. I survived it. People can survive it, and I did without drugs. Because my immune system, thank God, was built up. On the islands in Hawaii, they give you special, they help the tourists. They go, okay, take some more of this selenium, take some of this tonic water. They help
Isn't
you.
that for
give
when
you
they bury
natural
mummies?
stuff.
Don't they use that when they're burying mummies and wrapping them in? Oh, sorry, that's formaldehyde. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just joking.
right.
I'm joking.
And no, I know I was going to say, but no, they give you stuff to help you because the climate down there is different, and a
Mhm.
lot of the islander people, like at those Airbnbs and stuff, they don't have air conditioning. So that kind of affected me because I'm kind of spoiled here in the States, that to have air conditioning, even in tropical Florida, we have got air conditioning.
I think it's bylaw there.
Um,
It's too hot.
I don't know. That was like I'll never go down there again and not stay somewhere where they don't have air conditioning. There's no way. But I really appreciate everything you're doing, Mike. I think don't let these people get under your skin.
No, no
You
one's
know,
getting under my skin. I like to play with them too. Remember, there's two sides to the
sure.
story, and I like to play my game too, right?
That's right. And you see, I feel like as long as if they're trying to get under your skin, you must be saying the right things,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because otherwise they wouldn't have anything to say, you know?
Mm-hmm. I understand.
So you're saying the right things. They
And
just
that's usually a problem. Yeah.
right. Well, yeah, in their book, of course. But
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate your diplomatic
Well, thank you
approach and
so much, Stephanie.
just
Keep
keep up
your
the
ear
good
to the
work.
ground in the south there, and let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
I
Yep,
appreciate
I
that.
will, and I'll maybe on a Wednesday I'll tell you more about the real estate market because it's going crazy here right now.
Yeah,
Believe it
save
or
that for
not.
Wednesday because I want you to come on Wednesday for the housing folk. Okay.
Sure will.
Okay.
Sure
God
will,
bless
Mike.
you.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye.
That's Stephanie down in Central Florida. And I'm going to send her on assignment in 2 weeks down to Miami to cover a story down there for the channel. I should get her on Skype like this and then I could put it on the screen like this for you guys. So you guys could see when people want to come on Skype like that. Guys, this is the Lord Humongous support. Lord Humongous is a regular patron on the show. Here's the link to his Patreon. I'm on there. There's the Mike Martin's boss level. $10 a month to help the guy out, and beginner tactics and planning $3 a month. He should make make a custom pledge. Okay, so you could do $1, $5, $10, whatever. Guys, please support Lord Humongous. Please, we need him just as much as he needs us. So, if you guys don't mind getting on there and becoming, I am on this level here, and yeah. I just wanted to throw this out there if you guys don't mind doing that. It is Mike in the Night. Oh man, we're already we're in mid-show already. We're in mid-show territory already. Where's the night going? Mike in the Night. People of the Night. And let's go back to a quick channel discussion here. So I covered some very big stories this week, guys. Housing show under attack here. Trends in the housing market, flip-flop agents. If you guys haven't seen that, you want to watch that one. Tons of fast food casual restaurants closing. 83 tons of fake gold bars and condoms. China counterfeiting. I bought a ton of airline stock. I'm going to keep you guys posted on how that's going. Because I'm calling their bluff. They just opened Disneyland, so people are going to be flying there soon. Australians, but the thing is, are they going to fly there soon, or are they going to start pushing this COVID crap longer so they could have mail-in ballots for the election in the States? Are they going to push for that? I think everyone sees through that now. Australia, about to fall off a $75 billion cliff, mortgage cliff there. Watch out for that, guys. Buddy's paying $300 a month increase in property tax hike, $300 a month. That's like $10 a day. In property tax increase, not total. Did a very important video from an email I got from a friend. Take your money and run. And world scam rant. You want to watch that one? And that should have. Yeah. So this is something strange happened today, guys, and it's never happened on my channel ever in the history. Well, it happened before I moved to Merritt. After I moved to Merritt, it just went nuts. I don't have a single dislike on this video. I have 110 likes and 0 dislikes. That is so strange. And I'm going to refresh it. Yeah. 0. Are the trolls slacking? What are the trolls do? Like, where are these trolls? What are they doing? Are they Not paying attention? There it is. I put it up on the channel there. Something's not right. Something is definitely not right. Marcelo Marveloso is saying it's propaganda. They're trying to eliminate the middle class and depopulate the world. It's a scamdemic, and Canada is scamnada. Oh, it's Liam. Liam, what's up, buddy?
Hey, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're not interrupting. I'm just talking for nothing. Listen, Liam. Liam is calling us from. Are you still in Southeast Asia?
Yes.
Okay, so he's calling us from Southeast Asia, giving us his eyes and ears from there. Go ahead and lend it to the show. Tell us what's going on, buddy.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about something that pretty much nobody in the world is talking about right now. And it's something that you really need to know about.
Go ahead.
Put it this way. Imagine that you knew about the Wu flu before it happened, right? Mm-hmm. You'd think it would be insane. That would never happen.
Right.
So what I'm about to explain to you is something that sounds insane, sounds out of this world. You would think, whatever, sure. But have a listen, and I'll just let you know right now.
Go ahead. I'll let you. The floor is yours, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. So in China, there's a river called the Yangtze River, and it's the longest river in Asia. It's the third longest in the world. And the longest in the world to flow entirely within one country. So it rises from the Tangular Mountains and flows 6,300 kilometers east to the East China Sea. And on that river, there's a Three Gorges Dam. And the Three Gorges Dam is just west of Wuhan. And when it was construction began in 1994, and it was the largest engineering project in China, and it completed in 2006.
That's
and it's
a long project.
Yeah, it's the largest dam in the entire world. So imagine 1994. China wasn't the big superpower in 1994, right? It didn't have all the technical know-how. It didn't have the big books, and it wasn't number two in the world regarding power. It was just getting started. So they were making plans to build this dam back in 1994. So they originally says the dam could withhold 1,000-year flooding, like an extreme flooding event from 1,000 years. Then they reduced it to 100 years, and now they're saying it's not good for purpose. So right now, the dam is on the brink of collapse. I don't know if you've heard that China has been...
Did you message me this week?
Yes, I did.
That was you that messaged me. Okay, so let's open up China Dam. Okay, let's see the China Dam. Okay, so we got something from 2 days ago. Dam in China's Hangzhou opens all 9 floodgates for the first time in history. China admits floodwater charge. What's the dam called?
It's called the Three Gorges Dam.
Okay, Three Gorges Dam, China. Here it is. Let's go to news. Oh, wow. Okay, so here it is, guys. Let's go under article scan here. So there it is. It is Three Gorges Dam scared Taiwan's Delta off investing in Wuhan. Large parts of China have been battered by torrential rain and a widespread of flooding, leading Chinese experts to question whether the dam could stay. China's announces #1 flood for the Three Gorges Dam. According to China's major river, the reservoir reaches 50 cubic meters per second. Wow. 50,000 cubic meters per second. I'm sorry. So this is making headlines.
Yeah, it is, but it's not really on your BBC, CNN, the mainstream and the Western world.
You think they're going to actually report on real news on those things?
It's real news, right? This is real news. They care only about.
So they open all these flood level thingies for the first time ever in history.
Yeah, yeah. But the reason why, so this is it. So the reason, well, the dam wasn't created to control flooding. They say it was, but it really wasn't. It was created to create electricity. It's a hydro dam.
Sure.
So it's not made to withhold this kind of water. So right now they're actually having to open the floodgates, not because they want to, but because it's over. They can't intake any more water. They need to get rid of it. And by opening the floodgates, they're flooding the cities downstream. And what's downstream? Wuhan. You can't make this stuff up, can you?
That city had a massive earthquake just around Christmas time, right? Was it November, December? Massive.
Well, there was actually a couple of earthquakes also in the last. There was one yesterday, and not near Wuhan, but a little bit more south. And I think there was another earthquake in China about 2 weeks ago. But literally yesterday, I think it was a 5.1.
So, what do you think is going to happen to this dam in your? Well, it's not the dam. It's not the. Well, it's obviously okay. It's an electric hydro dam that was designed to create electricity, which is a smart move. But what? So now that this water and this torrential rain is falling, what do you see happening to the dam potentially in the next couple of weeks?
So if the dam collapses, there's 400 to 600 million people downstream.
Oh.
So imagine the catastrophe of wiping out 400 to 600 million people. So imagine the size of this dam, if it's the biggest in the world, if that collapses, the floods because right now you can search on YouTube, there's Chinese vloggers, there's all sorts of Chinese videos on YouTube that are showing the floodings, and it's absolutely biblical. It's insane, and the dam hasn't collapsed yet. This is just from rainwater and a little bit of outflow that's been because the dam can't handle too much water. So if these cities downstream that are 100 miles away, 200 miles away, even all the way to Shanghai, I think Shanghai or Beijing, they're being flooded, and this hasn't even collapsed yet. You can look and you can go from around Wuhan, and you'll see Wuhan is next to the Yangtze River.
Yeah, I see it here.
And that Yangtze River,
it's going. I'm going east up the Yangtze River, right?
If you go west, it goes all the way to the economic central, which is either Beijing or Shanghai. I forget which one it is.
Nanjing, and it moves all the way to Changzhou and Nantong.
But if you go to the coast, you'll see it goes all the way to the coast, which is either Beijing or Shanghai. I forget which one.
Yeah, no, the Shanghai here, it's way at the end, and then there's it's going to affect Changzhou first, like more, and Nanjing first. Like these are going to get hit pretty hard.
And most of these cities, the Westerners, Western world have never heard of these cities. There you go. I think Shanghai. These cities on these maps, you've probably never heard of them, but they have like millions of people in these cities, 10 million people even.
Mm-hmm.
These are not tiny little villages.
Yeah, I'm seeing the river here. I'm seeing it make its way through here, on its way through Wuhan. I'm seeing where it's originating from in the mountains here. So that's pretty intense. This is intense. So let's see if we could find more. Let's see if they actually give us something like China flooding. So this is from a few hours ago. China's southern Jiangxi province declares highest flood alert. Response level raised as Yangting's flooding. An aerial photo shows 120-meter breach of embankment on the Yangtze River. Holy crap.
Yeah, well, the dam itself, the Three Gorges Dam, I think is about 175 meters.
Well, it looks
so imagine the size of these things.
Well, it looks like here from this, it looks like that Wuhan is on parts of Wuhan are on waist-high waters.
Yeah, yeah. And the dam hasn't collapsed yet, so imagine what happens when it does. Or if it does, I should say.
That's so many people, though.
Yeah. Just search the population of Wuhan. I don't know how many people live in Wuhan.
I think it's like 13 million, I think.
Yeah.
So there's the dam right there. There's a zoom. You guys can see this here on the Three Gorges Dam. There it is right there. And there east of it is Wuhan. But it, like our caller Liam is saying, that it's still the river flows to the sea. So it's going to have to flow to the sea. So they're focusing on Wuhan, but it's going to keep moving its way towards the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you just sent me a photo here.
Yeah. That is not a computer-generated image. That is a real image. It's insane.
Hold on. Let me open it up. Let me open her up for our people watching. Holy crap. So this is flowing what? This is not ocean, guys. We're not looking at ocean here. We're looking at a river running through it. Holy smokes. Yeah, this is very serious, actually. So what are they going to blame? Are they going to blame global warming for this? Are they going to blame the dam? Are they going to blame the architects who made the dam? Are they going to blame Beavis and Butthead? Who are they going to blame for this? Donald Trump?
Yeah. This is my question: is what will happen if this happens? Right? What is the outcome? Is it like you say, who to blame? Right? They got to blame somebody. They're not going to blame themselves.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
Knowing the Chinese, they've already written a book of this and how they saved Christmas already by now. The book's already written, how this dam broke, and it was done by some secret American agents that went there, and then they did this and they did that. Yeah, it's the book's already out there. We just got to find out. Where it is.
Well, I'm gonna screw up his name, but Xi Jinping. He's actually in hiding at the moment, and he hasn't been seen in public for I think about 2 weeks.
Oh, he's probably getting a haircut like that other guy from North Korea, that banana. What's his name?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name from North Korea? I don't even remember that guy's name. Jin Gaminal or what? Not Patrick Swayze.
Kim Jong-un or something.
Yeah, Kim Jong-il or whatever, that guy. Kim Jong-un or whatever. But who cares? Yeah. But that's the point is, like, these guys always go in and out. Like, our great leader here in Canada is apparently, there's rumors that he's in under house arrest. I don't know, man.
So also a little bit of a fact for you. This dam is so big, it actually slows down the Earth's rotation, which is pretty crazy. The pressure of the water slows the rotation of the Earth by 0.06 microseconds.
Wow.
So
you could leave it to China for doing things like that.
I just want to share it with you because no one else is talking about this. And I really want the world to take note of it.
No, wait, you brought it up on the show. It's here. We're talking about it. It's here. It's in stone, and we're gonna monitor this for the next couple of weeks and see if these rains dissipate and see what happens, and hopefully something comes good out of this, and they don't have to worry too much. But if this starts flooding, and you see them basically having a tough time in Wuhan right now. Wuhan's going through so much right now. It's phenomenal.
Can you search one thing for me?
Yeah, what is it?
Which is kind of hilarious. Because of these torrential rain they've had, they actually had golf ball size hailstones, and the hailstones was actually in the same shape as the Wuhan virus.
Really?
It's insane. Yeah, just search hail China or hail virus, and you will see.
It looks like the virus.
It's insane.
Yeah, golf ball hailstones in Wuhan. Oh, I see it here. Oh, this is so cute.
I shouldn't laugh, but it's just.
Wow, look at the flooding. Holy crap. Okay. Wow, this is pretty... Wow, people are collecting them, maybe preserving them for future generations.
You should search the fish as well, because all the fish are jumping out of the water, and they're all like hanging around with nets as the fish jump into the net, and they're
Wow.
running into the streets. I've seen videos of Bentleys being swept away, Rolls-Royce cars. It's insane. Just have a few searches, and there's a load of Chinese videos. I wouldn't imagine you get any copyright issues because it's all from China. On YouTube, if you just search flooding China or something.
I did.
It's
I looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a big deal, man. Look at this from 2 days ago.
Oh, but this goes on top of as well. The locusts that are in China now. Did you know that locusts have arrived into China?
Oh yes, they were on their way. They were in sub-Saharan area a few months back.
Yeah, and they went to India. They're in India now as well.
Yeah, they're moving east, right?
Yeah. And now they're in China.
Are we starting to see
China now
biblical stuff here? I mean, let's get realistic here. I mean, are we starting to see biblical proportion movements here, and we're just the fake news just doesn't know how to cover anything anymore? Are we in biblical proportion areas like you got the locusts, the famine? Truck drivers now are going to be tested for COVID, and a lot of them are going to refuse to drive, so people will starve. Lying politicians, lying this, cats making love to dogs. I mean, when is this madness going to end?
Yeah, so I'm not trying to like freak people out, right? And this is facts. What we are showing you right now is facts. It's real. It's not made up. It's not la la land. This is the real deal. So I'm not trying to freak people out, but I would recommend that you have your food supplies. You stock up on the dried goods and water, right? And again, it's not to freak people out, but it's a wise thing to do, right? Because
preparing for something, there's nothing wrong with preparing with food, water, and essentials, because if nothing happens, at least you don't have to spend so much money on food for a couple of weeks or a month or two.
Yeah, and after the woo-woo, food prices have gone up. I don't know if you've looked in your local supermarkets.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to do a food prices thing. I'm going to go around to one of the food marts here and start filming, and wow, look at the flooding. Wow, it killed 186 people. This is from 2 days ago.
Yeah, but that's what's being reported, whether it's higher or not.
So 186 in China means like 12,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You got to learn Chinese to learn the Like if they say, 300 people died, whatever, blah, 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 that means like 12,000 in China, like when you convert it.
Yeah. I don't know about you, man, but I just feel this world is going insane.
Wow, tens of thousands evacuated in China. This is from 2 days ago. Look at the bus underwater.
Look at the one with the mountains. Do you see the flooding in between the mountains?
Never mind the mountains. Look at this thing here. It's underwater. Holy crap. Well, this is not good. This is not good. And the last thing we need is a catastrophe of epic proportions now. This will usher in something this big. If something this big, you know what's going to happen. And I know what you were going on, Liam. I know where you were headed with this earlier. You're basically heading towards who's going to be to blame if that dam breaks in China, run by Chinese, regulated and built by Chinese. Who are they going to blame? Well, they're going to blame somebody for it, and they're not going to blame themselves. And if they experience that many casualties because of this stupid dam, let me tell you, this could lead to hot war. If that dam breaks.
Yep. Sure would.
It will lead to hot war. I could see India immediately and China going at it right away. Because I know India and China, there's been a lot of scrimmages up at that Sino-India, Chinese Sino-India border corridor area there. And there's been scrimmages all week and last week and the week before.
Yeah. It's crazy times, right? Mm-hmm. It is insane times. But I got to go. I'll let you continue. I just wanted to share that.
Well, Liam, thank you for dropping this information on us, and we'll follow it as we go.
All right, man. Thanks, you brother. For all your hard work. Take it easy. Bye.
All right, that's a man, Liam. in Southeast Asia, sending us some good information on what to look forward to. So here it is. India clashes lead into more activity in Indian Ocean 2 days ago. 18 hours ago, from the New York Times. I don't trust these guys because they're fake news. There it is. Caught between India and China's troop at 15,000 feet. There it is. High altitude troops being brought in with this geopolitical problem. This is from July 11th. What's today? It's July 11th. And there you go. This border dispute with China and India is not looking good. These clashes, they went to war in the late 60s, early 70s, and it did not go down well. And China provoked it. They went into the undisputed territory, and then India went to America for help. Then China pulled out and said it was India's fault that they forced them to go into the undisputed, uncontested territory. It's called uncontested, unsurrendered territory. So this is it, man. There's a lot of hate between the two cultures right now. And this is long, man. This is really long. The India-China border conflict explained. China-India brawl at 14,000 feet along the border. And, man, these guys are really ramping up. These guys aren't bringing in two sticks and a rock. These people are coming in armed. They're bringing in these batteries, these big, huge. I don't know what's in these covered things, right? I'm not gonna guess, but who knows? It could be troops. It could be armament. Who knows? But they're bringing in rows and rows and rows of trucks coming in through this road. New roads and surveillance cameras popping up on the Chinese side. So they're on the disputed Himalayan border. So, and then you have parts of China that want to secede from China, and just like Tibet and all kinds of parts that just don't want to be part of China. All right, let's see what we got on the comments here. Let's go back to comments here. We got a lot of good callers tonight, guys. All right, we got... Yeah, Alan Howick is right on the money. China is a large prison. They need to be freed. Yeah, I think the Chinese people need to take back their culture, their music, their way of life pre-World War II. I think they honestly need some sort of... Someone sending me a YouTube video here. I don't know if I could play this. Oh, okay. This, I just don't want my thing to get flagged. I take down the music here. Yeah, so I'll play it for a few seconds here for you guys to see. So I have to maybe change the background a bit. There it is there. Look at the flooding. There's cars in 2-3 feet of water, and the water is not dissipating. Look at the levels of the flood here. Look at the levels there. Look at these cars completely underwater, submerged. Oh, was that inside a mall? Holy smokes! There goes the cottage. Then you're gonna have mudslides. This is not good, guys. And I'm afraid, because obviously China is gonna blame somebody for this, and it's not gonna be themselves, and that's what I'm afraid of. All right, what's happening here in the comments? Jem Rose says, the liar understands our lie, I guess. 3RG saying, I'm not okay with the skepticism. I want all that land. I don't know what he's talking about. China knows nothing else. They don't know what they've even lost, so how can they fight for it? That's true. They've been indoctrinated into this whole... You know, I'm not talking about, let's bring democracy to China. No, I just want people, when I was young and I used to watch all these detective movies that took place in Hong Kong, murder in Hong Kong, and this and that, these black and white 30s movies. And I used to love watching the Chinese culture shroud in mystery. You know what I'm saying? Movies from the 40s, all these old black and white films and all these cool... things coming out of filmed in China and stuff. It was really cool watching some of those dubbed movies and stuff, and that's I like that, that culture, but after the Mao Zedong went in there and got support from the Allies, don't forget, got support for the Allies, to basically clean out the Japanese that were in there and take back China. And then China went full blast into Korea. Then we launched the Korean conflict, and then we had all kinds of issues from there. And it's never been right since then. All right, what do we got here going on in the comments? China ran away after every fight with India. That's correct. He's not lying. Trollnot is telling the truth. India would back off. China would go into uncontested territories. And then what would happen later is the Americans were going to come and help India and support them and back them militarily and, you know, just like the America's done around the world. And then China backed off immediately. I mean, overnight. And said that it was India's fault when it wasn't India's fault with what China was doing. And then China had this huge parade in some of their big cities claiming that they won, and they won the victory against India. They had these huge parades and mass celebrations across some major cities in China. So that's how blatantly brainwashed these people are. And I don't want us to be in that situation, right? We're still prevalent enough to understand when we see bullcrap, right? Talk to the Raven for 5 minutes. He'll tell you what's bullcrap. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, Hong Kong and Taiwan is a different story from mainland. This is from Sean Lieberman. They definitely know what's being lost, hence why they fight for it. Yes, you see, I've been to Taiwan, I think 3 times, to Taipei. I've been to Taiwan. I've been to Vietnam. I've been to, I think I've been to Cambodia. I've been to Thailand many times. I've been around Asia, you know, a few times. $1980 COVID. 1984. But yeah, so we got these border disputes. We got all kinds of problems. And what do we do? What do we, like, what's the solution? Right? Everything's becoming on a grander scale, a bigger scale. And they're creating this fear in everybody, trying to scare everybody up. You know? So we got Margaret O'Brien in the comments, the Raven in the comments, 26 Gunter said Mao sat on the sidelines. It was the Congolesian who fought the Japanese after the war. Mao attacked and the Allies did nothing. Marty McSuperfly says that's their #1 depopulation target. Jem Rose is saying reparation.
I'd say congratulations.
I like that one.
I'd say congratulations.
Oh.
Mexico. I love China.
That's my favorite one.
I love China.
Okay, let's get someone else on the phone. Let's see who's out there. Who wants to be on Mike in the Night? It looks like Eduardo's offline. It's like 3 in the morning. We should wake him up. Should we wake up Eduardo? And get his significant other arguing with him. Like I think last time I woke him up by accident, but he told me to call him, right? Oh, we got Mitchie. We got Mitch. Mighty Motive says Mike's well-traveled. I've only been to the Caribbean islands and Mexico. That's great, Mighty Motive 82. A lot of people haven't left this small town they're in. They make a huge, what do you call it? A huge parade on the streets in small towns when they're going to the next major city over, like an hour drive over. They make it like they do a flyover, they do firecrackers, and like, I'm going to the next major city over, 1 hour drive. Yeah! No, if you've been to Mexico, you've been to the Caribbean, that's great. Someone's saying let him sleep. No, I'm not going to wake him up. Anna Key is saying, yeah, wake up Eduardo. Anna, I got to talk to you, Anna. I got to get someone from Australia on the show tonight. I need I need somebody from Australia on the show tonight. I had someone from all over almost from everywhere. Let's see if Aniki picks up. Come on.
Hi.
Anna.
Hello, how you going?
Good. I'm going good. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I feel really good because I wanted to talk about the whole China falling apart, and Liam, or was it Leaf, brought it all up, and I thought, oh, that's excellent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think is happening? I know you're on Australia. You're down under. What is it? Sunday afternoon there?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're about to actually get about 100 mils of rain, and boats are going to sink. So I'll be prepping for that tomorrow morning.
Okay, I got a question here from Marty Superfly for you.
Okay.
To ask you about China buying Australia's water resources. I did 2 videos about this.
Yeah,
Go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, China has bought a percentage of the water resources, but what I did find, I have been looking into that, and what I did find was that we did lose a lot of our water resources to the pension funds of Canada.
Yes, I heard about that. I covered that on one of my shows, remember?
Yeah, yeah. And so it's like, okay, well, Canada might be buying up our water and we might be buying up your mines. And China's buying up our water courtesy of the water licensing agreement, which is incredibly opaque.
No, that licensing agreement is 403 pages long.
Oh, look, it's just off the charts. And they've actually got people like Sotheby's, basically buying and selling it, on the highest bidder. It's being auctioned off here, there, and everywhere. But China basically will pick up. They bought Cubby Station, a really huge, what would you call it? A station in Australia is just a giant amount of land that nobody can conceive. It's almost a small country.
Yes, I heard about
Cubby
that.
Station,
that was almost a year ago now.
Yeah, it was about 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Hold on, Anna. Let me add something to that, if that's okay.
Yep.
Is this the land where China is putting a military base in the middle of Australia, or an airport in the middle of Australia?
No, not on Cubby Station.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I heard there was Chinese troops or setting up something in the middle of nowhere in Australia, from what I heard.
No. I don't think so. No, okay. They wouldn't be. They'd get the short and sharp and shiny, I think. I can't see that happening, but with Cubby Station, it was our largest sort of inland water area, and it was for cotton, and they bought up that, and that was pretty upsetting for a lot of people. But the thing is, the Australians sold it to them. We could have used our superannuation, I don't know how many, 64 billion trillion fund superannuation, and bought up Cubby Station, had it all managed and looked after and as an internal Australian thing. But it got sold off to China, and so they're basically sort of in the driver's seat when it comes to receiving cotton from Australia and also the water. But a lot of them buy up these sort of not they're sort of failing stations, failing farms, and mainly for the water rights.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have an article here right now from the Daily Mail Co. UK. China is revealed as the biggest foreign ownership of Australian water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Foreign ownership of water entitlements reveals China. Foreign water continues, as a report reveals 10.4% of Australia's water is in foreign ownership. In Chinese foreign ownership, sorry.
Yes.
That's a lot of water.
That is a lot of water. And it is being protested, as much as Black Lives Matter protests are going on. There's protests going on at the Darling River. There's protests there's a lot of undercurrent that's going on around our water, and I think that percentage may change over time. I think that's why I'm kind of pleased that they're having so much drama over in China. It means they're going to have to expunge some of their investments, and we're going to be able to buy them back.
Right. I hear you on that
I'm
one.
hoping we'll be able to buy them back. I'm hoping they do come under some financial stress with all of their investments that they've gone global over, and people will be able to we either buy them back if they play nice, or we take them back and tell them to bugger off.
Kind of reminds me of when
quietly.
The British, the Queen or the Admiralty of the British back in the 1600s were ordered to blow up Portuguese ships while they were parked in port because they couldn't beat the Portuguese in the trade. So they got permission from the Queen to blow up some of the major shipping vessels of the Portuguese that were unarmed.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
So, but that's how they do it, right? That's how.
I know it really is. Who's got the guns?
Right.
Who's got the power? Everything relates back to who had the muscle, who had the power, who had the guns. That's all it's ever been. I mean, I kind of always said, the sort of sad story about our Aboriginal community was that they didn't have any guns. Mm-hmm. If they were backed by the Rothschilds with the guns, then we wouldn't be in the sort of situation that we are now because the English had the power. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's the big guy that beat up the little guy, and that seems to be the nature of it is. And I was only talking to somebody the other day about the Portuguese scenario with Africa, and I'm sort of saying, put the Portuguese back into Africa, and it'll be an okay place.
That's what Mozambique was asking for, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, please.
And Timor, Timor?
Yes.
You know Timor very well if you live in Australia.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Oh, yes, you do. And they've asked many times for Portuguese to recolonize or retake over the country. Like in the last 3 years, they've been asking the Portuguese to come back.
Well, I hope that works out. I hope they do. I think everywhere the Portuguese, I'm on your side. Everywhere the Portuguese has been, there's been civility.
There has. There has.
And it's really lovely to see. And it's really sad that it's being not acknowledged. And I'm really glad that you're doing it. I'm really glad that you're promoting and letting everybody know this different form of history that we weren't taught.
Oh, you will never know. The reason why the Portuguese were demoted in the 16th to the 1700s and pretty much swept under the rug as much as possible, because they refused to trade heroin and opium or whatever white China, whatever you called it, through their trade routes, and the Portuguese refused to.
Yeah, and that's really, really sad. I wish you had more guns and you could have shot back. Because you obviously, the Portuguese obviously have a very good cultural moral centre.
Exactly.
And that's just rare.
Well, no, you know what it was?
Should be encouraged.
Let me tell you something. I think it was because the French, the Dutch, the English, they all went late. They went later. They went hundreds of years later, the Portuguese. The Portuguese were 293 or 295. Some people argue it's 292 years longer in Asia than the rest of Europeans. They were the first. But they have almost a 300-year presence longer. And they brought Christianity to Japan. Have you seen the movie that I've been requesting everyone to watch?
Yeah, I have watched that movie. It's a very interesting movie.
Yeah. And
very interesting. I've got a lot of Japanese friends, so I kind of can start to crisscross that story with their understanding. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had a chat with them about it, but I will. And yes, that was a very enlightening and interesting movie. However, once again, I still found it really sad that they did that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when they did that, do you know what they stripped from the Portuguese? They took away their like in history, they took them off like they mapped out, the Portuguese mapped Australia, and then they were said, and then they said that no, you didn't, the Dutch did, and no, we've been in,
yeah. I was taught the Dutch did.
Nope, Portuguese 285 years longer in Australia than any other culture, European.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm learning a lot on your channel.
Why? You know why? Do you know why? It's because there's different forms. There's the English history that you would read in English and we'd be told in English language. And then there's the side where the Portuguese had with their side of their history and how what they did and then you have the side from the Spanish.
Yes.
Then you have the side. So every side has its own form of its own history, right?
Yes.
And the English are always indoctrined to learning this type of, you're always, and you'll never know that Angola was a first world country, state of the art, soccer stadiums, libraries everywhere.
That was a shock.
Oh, when I showed the video of the cities, what they look like?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're fabulous.
Yeah, I would see, like I said, when people tell me, oh, I had a person tell me like about a year ago, man, if you're Portuguese, you should go back to your country. Yeah, I'd like to go back to my country, but stop destabilizing my damn country. Yeah.
It's really rotten. And the more people, good on you, and the more people that know about it, the more people that are awake to some of this sort of indoctrination at a young, as a child inside inside schooling. Mm-hmm. And the books. And once again, that's what's going on in Hong Kong. They're killing the books. So
yeah, I saw that article, and then somebody sent it to me on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're just stopping people from dreadful. What they should be reading.
It's absolutely dreadful. It was dreadful what Mao had done. It's that cultural revolution. That was disgusting. They literally killed all the intellectuals. Mm-hmm. He killed the most. He was the, like we carry on about Hitler and the Jews carry on about their sort of scenario. And then they miss Stalin and then they miss Mao, who just literally wiped out millions and millions, and most of them were intellectuals, so that the story could be retold.
He wiped out, do you know how many artists and musicians he wiped out?
Oh, I've not got those individual numbers.
It's crazy. It's actually the number one, I guess, what you know why? To destabilize or remove the current culture at the time. That's why he wiped out all music, and they banned instruments.
Oh, well,
they banned instruments.
They did massively crazy things. I mean, they shot all the birds because people were starving and the birds were eating the seeds. So now they've not got any birds. So I'm down in some sort of down the south, actually, where it's flooded at the moment in China, and I'm just sort of sitting around on a park bench, lovely little park, lovely little river, all of that sort of thing, but noticing people coming up to a mangy pigeon. And then a crowd of Chinese are looking, astounded, taking photographs of a mangy pigeon because birds were shot, killed, wiped out.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, they wiped all the birds out of China. So a mangy pigeon is a great big sort of event for Chinese people. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Weird to see. It's strange to see. And
yeah.
I actually personally witnessed that one and went, holy crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, that's the thing with China. They just wiped absolutely everybody out. And what they're doing to Hong Kong is absolutely so sad. So sad. And have you managed to get in touch with Evan?
He's disappeared. Last time I heard, he was spotted somewhere in Japan, outside of Tokyo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been a logical choice for him because he was spending time with Q, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. That's correct.
Oh, no, I was right onto that.
Yeah.
I was very, very, very interested in what was going on in the protest and in Hong Kong because mainly it does affect Australia, but we probably won't have a big wave of Hong Kong people coming into this country, although they have been offered asylum, but we're now in just sort of discussion around it, whether it's allowed or not.
Well, the whole Commonwealth is going to fight over these people. I know Australia will. I know Canada will.
Yeah, the good ones have already left. The big money is already come into this country. I personally, I like the Hong Kongese. They have a democracy, they have a free spirit. They're much closer to our way of thinking. So they will fit in a nice way.
Folks.
Yeah, like-minded folks. So that's absolutely fine. The whole communist CCP, oh boy, I'm working very hard behind the scenes to have them eradicated.
It's disgusting.
The Confucius Institutes, we've got to go. All of that's got to go. And we've got a lot of Chinese people here that are speaking out, but they're frightened. They're really scared.
Yeah.
I
speak to a lot of Hong Kongers from Vancouver that contact me on a regular basis. And telling me, don't stop talking about your housing and don't stop talking about the Chinese takeover, because this is very important that you keep this up, because a lot of us, like Hong Kongese, we're scared to talk about this.
Yeah, they've got kind of big family. They're big family people, so they might have got out, but their families are stuck in China, and they are under it. They're under threat and under attack. And
but you know what's really weird? When Macau was
happened.
handed over, when Portuguese China was handed over back to China in 1999 or 98 or whatever, the Portuguese, a lot of them just stayed in Macau, and they did all right. A lot of them stayed. They worked in casinos. A lot of them owned casinos. A lot of those casinos, like Hotel Lisbon and Hotel Vasco da Gama, like all those like Portuguese names, they a lot of people just stayed. Nothing changed.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, maybe that might be the case for Hong Kong.
I don't know about that. I think Portugal and China have a different relationship with the British in Hong Kong and China. I think it's a little bit different. Because
I never got to Macau. I wanted to go.
Macau was part of Portugal from like the 1540s or something, like 1500, and then Hong Kong was in the 16 or 1700s. Is way after, right?
Yeah, but was it part of the that was sort of incorporated inside the Communist Party. So they probably slowly evolved into it, so that when it got shifted over and the Portuguese let go of it, it probably was more in the Chinese way of things than the Portuguese way of things. Whereas
my friend told me he was there. My friend was there the other day, 2 days ago, and he sent me pictures on Facebook, and he was at the St. Peter's or St. Paul's Cathedral, and he was taking pictures of the street signs, and they were all written in Portuguese still.
So they allowed it. Well, they didn't protest. They didn't create problems.
No, it wasn't.
They just did it quietly. They just quietly kind of eased around it without any form of conflict. But the Hong Kongers have really gone to town with it, and the conflict has been seen. Plus, it was, back in 97, that was 98. That was, just when the internet was kind of getting going.
That's right. That's correct. Yes.
There wasn't a YouTube. There wasn't any video. There wasn't any imagery. You couldn't send a picture through the internet easily. That was just absolute
and the
drama.
dating sites, people couldn't upload a photo for their dating sites.
Yeah. It was 97, around that period. That was still, everything was tough when it came to imagery. Text was sort of flowing around, but even then, so few people knew how to deal with it. There wasn't, Google wasn't even the big thing back then. It was Ask Jeeves. There was other sites, other ways of information to gather. It was really quite a, it was a toddler.
Now it's on our fingertips.
Oh, now it's a freaking teenager. It's out of control.
Can you? I need you to keep an eye out on the if there's any enrollment of cameras in your area, or they're going to start rolling out the 5G there. If they're going to start the social credit scores in Australia, just keep an eye out in Australia.
5G is actually being rolled out as we speak.
Right. But I'm talking about the social credit scores, right? Because the social credit scores require millions of cameras to monitor every movement you make.
Yeah, Australia hasn't really got its internet sorted out yet, so it's going to be messy. It's going to be little islands of 5G. Like maybe in sort of CBD Sydney, there may be 5G, and there will be cameras. But there's already that cameras all over all of the major roads. There's cameras here, there, and everywhere. It will just be a continuation of what we've already got. But I don't think, and I will, if I see it happening, the social credit score sort of system of China, I think that's dead. It came into Darwin because of the Darwin port, and everybody's now starting to really look and focus on what's been going on and where it's headed, and there's a shift occurring. China have sort of basically not been very nice to people in Australia, or the Australian government and people in Australia, and they've been sort of threatening quite a bit. And we've all kind of decided to get our backs up. We've been very, very kind, and there's an inquiry going on. There's submissions being put in. There's books being read out being written. There's a lot of people that are getting a lot of say around getting China out of Australia. I think that's quite huge. And I've been doing a really big job, and I had a letter read out in federal cabinet a few weeks ago, and I've been writing to different politicians. I can't keep up with all of that, but I put it out there and was hoping to disseminate some information to let people know that this is how my little group feels about things.
Right. Okay.
So it's happening. I'm shaking trees everywhere I can go around that side of things, and but the water, I've got to get back to it, because I've got to find out how to actually, if I get in there and find out how can I buy a water license, get into the whole auction site and find out how it's all done. But yeah, it was fun to actually find out about the water that was sold off to the Canadian Pension Fund. Got into that because it was on the ASX.
It was on the Australian Stock Exchange.
Yeah. So it's tricky, because that was made a bit public, so it's easy to find. But there's just a lot of opaqueness around the water, but there is a lot of rattling around it as well. A lot of people are starting to get upset that water is, being held in the hands of foreign, and I think that'll change. I honestly think that'll change. There's some things that will change, and that's one of them.
Good, and I'm happy that you are out and about doing something about it instead of whining and throwing things at the TV.
Sometimes you've got to do it, sometimes, and one of the beautiful things about COVID is, the business has gone to shit, so what do we do now? We write a lovely letter. We basically get some thoughts on paper. We actually get proactive around things that you don't normally have the time to do.
Well, Anna, you're going to have to keep doing this, and you have to keep us informed on what's happening when it comes to everything, the 5G rollout, the whole cameras, the whole 9 yards, and in unemployment numbers, true unemployment numbers. They keep lying to us. They keep lying to the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do. I do remember a protest up in Byron for 5G. They were protesting it. And when those guys get going, they generally get their way.
Yeah.
They're a really good lot of protesters. They did lock the gate and got rid of all the fracking. And they're a really good group. And so they're fighting
the oil companies should be sending some money to these protesters, because the oil companies would have been so bankrupt in debt with this fracking that they should just come up with some money and give it to these protesters, because they did the right thing.
Yeah, I know.
They'd be in so much debt right now.
Yeah. Well, these people have got rid of fracking. There's another, they're having a crack at another lot of fracking. That's going through as well, and that's being sort of fought quietly as well. There's okay, we've got a pandemic and we've got all of this medical, and that's all we hear is medical, or poor people have been locked up. Silly them, they've just finished their Ramadan, and Melbourne's, people have to wear masks, blah, 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 and away it goes. But behind the scenes, you've got, big companies, still plugging along and trying to sort of get fracking or mines. China, there's a China mine that's in the Hunter region that's trying to become a bigger, enlarge its
I heard about
mine
that.
area.
I heard about
Yeah,
that.
there's all sorts of things going on, but I do know that the G5 is definitely rolling out, whether you like it or not. Telstra is doing it. It's all rolling out. But whether the cameras are attached to it, I don't know. And I don't think they will. They still haven't got the NBN done properly. We still haven't got decent internet.
Yeah, I heard the internet sucks down under. All right, Anna,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let you go. Thank you for spending a ton of time with us and giving us an update on what's happening. Keep your eye on China. Keep your eye on everything for us, and and you can make a video anytime. You don't have to show yourself. You can just show things around you, and you could put it here on the Skype, and I could play it on the show.
Yeah, I think about that. It's just sometimes you're just more focused on everything else you've got to get up to.
I understand.
But yeah, I'll try to.
Okay, thank you, Anna.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye. That is Anna Key in Australia. I want to thank the McChronicle. The McChronicle is in the comment section. This is Sparta. Guys, if you haven't checked out the McChronicle yet, I need you to check out his channel right now. He put up a video saying, I stand with Mike Martins. Let's go right here. It is. Housing show under attack. And then if you go under my community, he posted something here. The McChronicle posted right here. His video's right here. I stand with Mike Martins. There it is right there. And
hi everyone, Evan here at the McChronicle.
And he is at 987 subscribers. If you guys don't mind going on his channel right now, I'm going to give you a link to Evan's channel. He's got some really good information. If you guys don't mind subscribing to him, let's see if we can get him over 1,000 subscribers in the next couple of minutes here. If you don't mind. There's enough people here watching to get him over 1,000 easy. If you guys don't mind, he made a video here discussing the videos that were taken down from my channel. Hashtag I stand with Mike Martins. Yeah, they shouldn't be taking... Oh, I'm sorry. Article scan. I'm sorry. Here it is.
That's right. The second one was about that first-time homebuyer subprime mortgage program, aka down payment assistance.
Down payment assistance garbage is what they were offering people to screw them over down the road. And look what happened now. It's like you can't make this stuff up. So he stands with Mike Martins. There he is there, Evan, the McChronicle. I'll get him back on the show whenever he can. I always ask him, but he's always busy. Here's another link to his channel. You have to get him over 1,000 views, please. Can I call him? But it's, what time is it there? It's almost 1:30 in the morning. I don't know if I, Oh, the Raven subscribed. Good. Thank you, Raven. If you guys, Gem, Lord, Marty Superfly, Marcelo, Han, Matthew, oh, I know you swore in the video. No, I know that. I know. I saw that, and I'm like, holy smokes. So there it is, the McChronicle. Let me go to his actual channel here. Oops, I'm going back to my channel. Let's go back here, and then let's click on his link here. What? Who turned off the bell? Come on, man. I always have the bell set for his videos. So there it is, $9.93. Come on, guys. Come on, I'm going to give you a link here. Copy. $9.93. Come on, let's get him to 1,000 now. There's a link. Come on. There's 170 people watching this damn thing. Come on. I wouldn't ask you if it wasn't important, guys. Subbed. Big Rob New Zealand subbed. Big crowd tonight. What happened? No, we usually get up to 150 to 220 people watching. Matthew Elo. I think who else? Lord subbed. Who else subbed? Margaret O'Brien. Come on. Let's go. Subscribe to his channel. 3RG. Subscribe to his channel. Mighty Motive 82, let's go. Ed, Raven already did. Sean Liemerman, please subscribe to his channel. Who else we got? Gem Rose, I already said that. Linda with a Y. All right, let's refresh this right now. 993, 1K subs, yes, yes. There we go. Now he could apply for AdSense and get paid for the work he does. There he is over here. Lots of... Oh, he got a haircut. I saw this video. So you can see I've watched these videos. They're all red here. And then some of them, when you watch them right through, it takes off the red. I don't know why. But I saw him, this haircut here. He got a haircut, guys.
Hi, everyone. Evan here at the McChronicle.
Done. There we go. We got another person subscribed. Good. There he goes. Over 1,000 subs. Now, next week, we're going to try and get him to 2. But yeah, he's got some good information. He's been, he's been prophesizing on a lot of things that came true. So if you go to some of his older stuff here, 3 years ago, time to start worrying about China again. Toronto housing is slowly down due to collapse in subprime lenders. And what happened was they just started, that's when they started introducing interest-only mortgages, first-time home buyer loans, and then noon paying attention to the doctor. Okay, I don't know what that is about. Canada's big bank's credit was downgraded at Moody's 3 years ago. Morning thoughts, China will have a hard landing. Right there. Why steel dumping measures against China don't work. Chinese bank debt downgraded. So this guy's been covering, and he's been spot on since pretty much the beginning of his channel. I kind of wish he started a while back before, but that's okay. Bankruptcies, foreclosures coming in Canada fast. This is a year ago. This is 5 months before COVID hit. And we've been forecasting this forever, that this was already happening before COVID, right? Give him a Ric Flair, Mikey. Woo! Yeah, man. You're tuned in to Mike in the Night, People of the Night, and that's our man Evan. And yeah, lots happening, guys. Lots happening. A lot of people coming on the show. I really, really appreciate the support of all the callers calling in, whether you're commenting, whether you're rebroadcasting this, whether you're whatever you're doing, like whether you're commenting, I appreciate your support. We got Miles Dyson in the house. We got McChronicle again. Kick Assets in the house. And then, what else we got? Covywood. Calling it Covywood. Yeah, when's Covywood coming out with a Covey movie? Okay, let me go back to my thought. It's an important thought. And you can mark these words. You could mark them you can mark them in stone, because this is what's going to happen. And this is how they warp us. 100 years from now, and I brought this up early, and I didn't get to finish, but 100 years from now, you know what's going to happen, folks? You're going to go on Wikipedia, whatever they have at the time. They're going to go on there, and they're going to show, oh, look at this. Looks like America 100 years ago freed Iraq, and their evil leader had weapons of mass destruction all underground in his country, and he was ready to take over the world. Then the Americans went in there and saved them, and saved Christmas, and toppled the statue of their leader. Wow, thank God for America. And you know what? 100 years from now, do you know why they'll be saying that and why it's going to be written in history? It's because I, you, and everyone listening to this won't be alive to say, no, that never happened. They never had weapons of mass destruction. That was an illegal takeover by the Americans in Iraq. That shouldn't have happened. But because none of us will be alive to tell people what really happened, they'll take advantage of our future generations. And that's it. And they'll take advantage of us by manipulating. If you think book burning and cyber deleting is bad, watch 100 years from now when you're not there to read what they're going to be telling us. They're going to say how the world was saved from COVID and millions of people died in a span of weeks. And they set up stadiums with hospitals and this and that, and it was so bad. Be good to your government. Be good to your school. Eat your vegetables. Drink your milk. Take your vitamins. And that's what they're going to keep people in line. Sean Lieberman is saying that's why I archive history, Mike. Yep. because it's very easy for them to start cooking the books 100 years from now. Because again, and that's why. Well, Mike, how do you know all this Portuguese history if it was so long? Well, we have our history. We have our history books, right? We have, like, there was a whole civilization, a whole world empire out there, a global naval empire that was out 200-300 years before the rest of Europe was. England was at war with France. The Portuguese said, "Oh, yeah, you guys go to war. We're going to Brazil. You guys could screw off. We're going to Brazil." You know, while all of Europe was in shambles. Right? So.
Thank you. But we don't know. But we don't know.
So are they going to push COVID to the brink so that people could mail in election ballots?
I fully understand.
Are they going to do that? That's the question. That is the question. That is the question. So we don't have Rex Cohan is offline. Let me see who's online here. I'm not going to bug Evan. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Let me see who else we got here. We already spoke to Stephanie down in Florida. We already spoke to I see Anthony Ruvalacaba, but I think he's sleeping. No, he's not sleeping. He's on my time zone. It's 10:30 where he is. Is he still... Anthony, are you awake? I would love to call him, because he knows so much about gold and silver. He knows so much about the in-depth parts of the market. E-Bank, you in the house? Whoa, it's been a while, buddy. I hope you're doing okay down there in Tokyo, Japan. Don't vote and don't buy made in China. Simple rules of life these days, says E-Bank you. I hope he's doing well. Yeah, and then Margaret O'Brien saying she's agreeing with me that the election seems to be the target. Yeah, they want to start this stupid voting in by mail. Like, they're going back to the turn of the century when mail, postal. Well, why don't they just do it with Morse code then? Why don't they just do it with, what do you call that thing when you send a mail? Telegraph. Why don't they do it by telegraph? I mean, I don't know. So we got someone named Cameron in the comments, commenting saying that Regina, that's in Saskatchewan, saying is having more gun violence. So we got the Dawn. Oh, the Dawn's in the house, saying greetings from Nanaimo. We got Ed in the house. Lots of people in tonight, guys. Tuned in to Mike in the Night. Man, we got so many people call in tonight. Let's see if we get Anthony's not picking up his phone. So, I mean, Anthony is not responding in the comments, so I don't want to wake him up. I don't want to wake up Anthony. I don't know if he's sleeping. There's some people here there's people here in the UK, and it's like, let's see if Buddy in Seattle's awake. I know he's awake, because it's not night. I know it's not nighttime. And he never gets notifications. He never gets notifications for the show. He tells me he doesn't. So, guys, I'm calling Seattle. So we're going to have to speak Spanish because it's America. Okay, he usually calls back. He's our man in Seattle that's been driving by the Chaz or Chop or Muhammad Ali or whatever they call it, and he's been keeping an eye on it. He sent me some photos here from last time we already showed them. He's our guy on the ground there in Seattle. Han is asking, Mike, greetings. How is your store doing? That store is becoming something, guys. That store is so busy. I've been so busy at the shop. I've been creating. Hey guys, if you want to check out what I do, you could go to my mtg.toys. mtg.toys. That's for Merit Toys and Games. Check this out, guys, if you get some time. So I haven't started shipping yet, but one day I will start shipping. There's my store. This is my website, mtg.toys. There it is there. Stuff I have for sale. And ever since I've created, you go here and see all my board games. I got already, I think, 200 board games listed this week. And the amount of time this takes, look at the time. Look, let me show you how much time this thing takes to put together. You got the board game, right? Click on it. Then you got the photos. Then you got the description and more photos. And then it gives you, you may also like, and then give me, so Shopify has been good to me. I had Shopify almost a decade ago. It was terrible, but now it's been good to me. It's been easy to do. And there's 10 pages so far of board games of, I think it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 per page. And I still have like 300 or 400 more board games to upload here. So I've been working really hard on this, guys. But the store is truly becoming something, guys. It really is becoming something. I've like the word of this, the word of this place has gotten out to further and further cities. And further cities have been coming to visit me because I'm the cheapest in Canada and cheaper than Amazon. And people come and see me from far away to come and shop at my store. The store is becoming something. I don't know what it is. When I moved to this town, I kind of wanted to do more, let's get more media, a little bit more into this, a little bit more into kind of projects and stuff and here and there. But then, you know what? I can't live without selling games or toys. So I got to do my business and what I know. And it's really keeping me busy. It's really keeping me on my feet. It's keeping me awake. It's keeping me, you know. Tig Nim is asking, you have clean family games? I have tens of thousands of them. Yeah, Sean was at my store. Yeah, he's got all sorts. Yeah, I got stuff if you like space travel. I got all kinds. I mean, I'm not trying to advertise what I do, but it's what I do, right? And the board game scene is so big, and it's getting so much bigger, and I'm happy. Because I'm selling people, how do you say, memories, good times. I'm selling people grouping, like coming into groups and talking and playing and having fun and discussing and making choices. And that's what... Do you have kids coming in and stealing stuff? No. It's a small town. See, you're in Melbourne, right? Yeah, that's a big city. I have population 7,000. I have cameras everywhere. And if someone does... I even put a sign that says, if you come in and steal, I'll put you on social media and you could sue me. And that's what I put. You know, oh, I got caught stealing. He's putting me on social media. No one steals from me. Nobody. I don't want to knock on wood, but I'm saying nobody comes in and steals from me. Yeah, Craig Cook's right. Yeah, you can't beat a good board game. A good sit-down board game, man. I could show you guys all kinds of stuff that you guys could get into. Like, literally, you guys could buy at your local store in your area and sit down and have a few game nights, and you guys would be like, wow, Mike was right. He really knows what he's talking about when it comes to tabletop and getting people together and enjoying the time together. No, not Monopoly. I have Monopoly, but like different versions of Monopoly. I don't even think I have it up on my store because I don't even have it up yet. I don't even care, to be honest. Well, no, you don't got no Monopoly here. These are all good board games. A lot of them are made in Germany. Czech games are made in Czechoslovakia. There's a couple of games that come from Spain. This is the Catan line, and then you go down to page 10 to like the deep stuff. Anime games. Look at this. Colonizing. This game, you're colonizing and you're building up your cities. This is awesome. You build buildings that give you benefits. You know? Yeah, Settlers is nice, but there's so many good games. Like, look at this. You're building up it looks like it's not the Caribbean. It's Maracaibo is the 17th century. Various nations are struggle for dominance of the mining area. Yeah, so that's a colonialism game, right? Innis is good. If you like Scottish or Celtic, yeah, Celtic. Innis, this game's good. See, oh, I don't have more photos of it. Damn. Innis is a really good game if you like the whole Celtic. It's a really good board game. Let me see what else I got here. Cosmic Encounter is a classic. Oh, Western Legends. I love these Western board games, man. Yeah, I like this stuff. Look at the board. Look at the board. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much time on that. So, yeah, the third hour is wrapping up, guys. We'll see if we can get... Oh, there, look. So it looks like Layla just came into the room, too. And we have eBankU in the room, too. Yeah, we should make a board game called Antifa. That's what we should do. We call it Antifa, and then you have to, like, yeah. Oh no, Layla's saying that it's very tough right now. We recently got bombed 30 kilometers from where I am. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, Layla. I hope you're safe and your family and everyone's doing okay. Because you're one of us, right? Craig Cook is one of us. Aquarius is one of us. The Raven's one of us. Mighty Motive is one of us. Tig is saying, I'll pray for your safety, Layla. I'll pray too, man. I pray all the time. I don't know if I should call her. Layla, can I call you or no? Or is it's not that good time right now? Mark Park saying Iran got bombed too. Man, this continuity of conflict. I'm going to coin that term. Why do we have to have a continuity of conflict? I coined that tonight. Big channels would take that and make a whole video of it. Why do we need a continuity of conflict? It doesn't matter. Somewhere it's going to have some sort of... Why? I'm not saying everyone stand in a circle saying kumbaya. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about just why can't everybody, leaders, just mind their own goddamn business and focus, you know what I'm saying? There's just so much going on. Whether it's not the country's fault that's getting bombed, it's the other, like, the other country should mind their own goddamn business, and then the other country should do this, and the other, everybody should just mind their own business. You know what I'm saying? She's switching on VPN, so she doesn't get tracked broadcasting from Syria. All right, let's see if she picks up. Oh, she's gonna call in. Good. She's switching to VPN so they don't track her call from Syria.
Well, I don't have to really get into specifics. But we don't know. But we don't know.
I'm sorry, I could play that all night on the loop.
But we don't know.
All right, let's see if she... I'm going to try calling her and see if she picks up. see if she can call me back here. She has to switch over her internet, so Yo, Layla.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, we're good. We're hanging in here. There's a lot going on. Yeah, so this bombing thing recently, it has to do with, I don't know if you heard, but there's the Caesar Act implemented on Syria. Have you heard of this at all?
Tell us what it is.
Yeah. So the Caesar Act is a complete ban on any dealings with Syria. And I think that's just an extension of the war. But there's also other reasons for it. Like they're putting pressure on Lebanon to succumb to the globalist agenda, if you like. And the reason they're pressuring Lebanon with all of the economic issues going on there as well is because of Hezbollah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not turning in their weapons. They're going to keep resisting. And recently, some 2 to 3 weeks ago, their leader came out and gave a really harsh talk that that basically scared off everyone, let's say. So they're trying to pressure even more. And after that, that's when we heard the bomb nearby. And apparently it's like 30 km from where we are. And apparently there's some kind of Iranian base over there, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it. It was 3 a.m. I was up, but other people didn't really wake up to it. Like my mom, she didn't wake up to it. It was really loud. It was really loud. So it must have been big. They also burned down some of our wheat fields, a lot of our wheat crop. So that's part of the Caesar Act as well. So there's no trade whatsoever with Syria, and so there was a lot of food supply issues until a little bit recently, like last week, where it started to lift off a bit. So as soon as they announced the Caesar Act, apparently goods and products of all sorts were already on the way to Syria from Iran. And so that led to maybe some confrontation. The bomb is probably by Israel, probably. I don't know that for a fact, but there's no one else who would do
What is
this.
the local news, or what's the local media telling you guys?
Believe it or not, I don't really follow the news yet. Like I have yet to find the right sources for me, because a lot of the news sources are centralized. You know, they're government managed, and so you don't get the whole story. But the Caesar Act is, you know, it's obviously it's talked about, and apparently Trump didn't want it, but the Congress made him do it, which I think is a good thing. Like, I don't have my hopes up for Trump anymore, even if he wanted to do something different for America's foreign policy. I just don't think they're going to let him, like what we saw with Bolton and earlier on at that point. But but that's what's been going on. And Lebanon is a complete mess. There's a complete meltdown over there. It's not that they don't have dollars. There's apparently 21 trillion US dollars in Lebanon, but it's the politics. It's not the economics. It's pressure on Hezbollah for them turning in their weapons. And that's just never going to happen. I mean, I don't know what these guys are thinking, but it's just never, ever going to happen. You know, the sky will fall before they turn in their weapons. The U.S. ambassador in Lebanon, I think she should be fired. She was criticizing Hezbollah for the speech that the leader gave. Mm-hmm. And of course, you've got the Zionist plants in Lebanon, and there's plenty of those, Jesuits and everyone, who sided with her. You know, so they put a ban on her talking on the media and taking sides, because you shouldn't do that as an ambassador. You know, that it breaks Vienna laws or some kind of international protocols around how ambassadors and other diplomatic people should behave in other countries and things like that. And she completely overlooked any of that, and she had support from within Lebanon. So that's how it works. You know, Lebanon is designed to be divided in these ways, and that's why there was a civil war.
Right, I remember that. But wasn't Lebanon to be carved up Back, it wasn't in the early 60s. They were supposed to carve it up and they never did, and there was some sort of resistance that pushed back and they kept it as is. And then now it looks like it's resurfacing again.
Well, the whole region is carved up. Like the whole region by World War II was one region in not the Gulf area or North Africa, but this what I call the Middle East. I mean, people think the Middle East is everything Arab, but
No,
I think of it as just the Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, Palestine, and Syria area.
Yeah.
It's already carved up. I mean, this used to be one whole region, pretty much under Syria. Well, sort of. It was under the Ottoman Empire until different people fought it off, right?
Right.
Yeah, because we've pretty much always been colonized, this area.
Mm-hmm. It's been under some sort of dictatorial, not communist, but colonial rule of some sorts, right?
Yeah, pretty much all throughout, from Islam to before that to, because a lot of people argue that people of this region, not the Gulf, not the Arabian Gulf, people of this region were not necessarily always Arab. So the Lebanese are particularly inclined, especially the Christian Lebanese are particularly inclined to these ideas. But it's just something that, it's a bit of a pipe dream not to be Arab at this point. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, you don't have to be Muslim, but to not be Arab, I don't think so. It doesn't really work. But that's just detail. It's really not relevant at this point.
Means nothing.
The issue is, it doesn't mean anything, I don't think. The issue is really the politics right now, and I really think that this is the point where Lebanon either goes with Syria, Iran, and goes east, or it becomes completely bought by the IMF.
I think it's gonna go east.
I think so too, Mike. I think so too, but this would be such a huge transition, and it would be such a defeat to the U.S. deep state that it can cause a big war, I think. Though the big war should have been the war with Syria, which they didn't really win. Mm-hmm. And that's why there's a Caesar Act now, because it's pretty clear that they're running out of tools. They know that if they target anything or anything in the region, they're gonna get a response at this point. Like Iran has been really, really patient with retargeting Israel, and Israel is constantly like bombing places, South Lebanon. Here they burnt the wheat. They're completely loose. They have no restraints, and everyone is just really, really patient. But they know that Iran can retaliate. And now with the Iran nuclear deal that's off the table, thanks to Trump, honestly, they're harvesting uranium. And you're hearing about all of these explosions that are happening in Iran's fields. Have you been hearing about this? Every so often there's like a fire somewhere, there's an explosion somewhere. Well, I think that has to do with the whole issue,
well, let's open. Okay, well, let's buzz around a bit. Let's open. I have this already open, so I had this open in case you came on. So let's look at a little bit of
so I'm not seeing your screen, Mike. So tell me what you're seeing.
Okay, let's look at a little bit of press TV here. Let's see what this Iranian state media is telling us here. So
what are they?
Oh, here it is. Ahead. U.S. military convoy blown up in Iraqi's Diwanaya reports. Iran slams flurry of disinformation about China deal. Yeah.
I'm not happy with that.
A Lebanese rally to condemn U.S. meddling, call it the mother of all terrorism.
Yeah. So that was part of the meddling by Shia, the U.S. ambassador. I think she misstepped. I'm not, apart from the fact that I'm on one side, not the other. I think she misstepped. Is that what they're saying? I don't know. Maybe some of it is about the Iran bombings, but it could be like a mini war. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Iran says to develop oil industry amid sanctions, says local firm inks deal.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. They just delivered five tankers to Venezuela.
Yeah.
that was also why there was a war on Venezuela, and they tried to regime change Maduro because he's dealing outside the dollar now. I think they paid Iran in gold. I
Yeah,
think.
Maduro hasn't been dealing with yeah, they haven't been dealing with the U.S. dollar in ages in Venezuela.
Right. That was the reason for the war on Venezuela.
Mhm.
Yeah.
U.S. military tankers smuggle Syrian crude into oil into Iraq.
U.S. military tankers?
Yeah, U.S. military tankers smuggle Syrian crude oil into Iraq.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
General
I'm not sure
Soleimani, when the U.S. distorts facts to portray assassination and self-defense.
Yep. Well, it was a war crime on every account. I mean, if you follow James Fetzer, he's great. You should go on the James Fetzer website. James Fetzer was completely against that killing. He says it was a war crime. There's absolutely no basis for it to be anything related to a military defense operation or anything like that. Okay?
10 million people facing acute food shortages in Yemen.
Yep, that wouldn't surprise me. The war on Yemen has been absolutely relentless and completely merciless. And they're
Very
very poor
illegal,
people,
I like to add.
they keep women. Yeah, it's very legal, and they keep winning. That's the best part.
I know.
Is that Saudi and the UAE are terrified of Yemen, and they lost to Yemen, and they've lost a lot of money in this. So yeah, that's why now they're turning to Caesar acts all over the place, right? That must be another Caesar act on Yemen.
Yemen vows retaliation after Saudi Arabia destroys civilian vessel.
Yep, that wouldn't surprise me. They'll go bomb like one of their oil productions or something like that. They said they were going to target Riyadh one day, like the capital, but they're still holding off because it's a civilian.
Yeah,
it would be an operation on civilians,
Let them fight
but they've
in the
been
desert,
targeting.
right?
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I don't believe in any of this, but or violence, just straight up. But
no, violence is this. Yeah.
Yeah, but Saudi and UAE have been killing civilians and Yemeni children constantly, like
Starving,
constantly.
dying
We
of
have
cholera, all
yeah,
kinds
we
of
have
stuff.
pictures. There's footage everywhere. It's not a secret. So they're holding off. They can, but they're holding off.
Well, there's some good news for Yemen. Yemen drones hit positions deep in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while. This is a war, basically.
Oh, there's one in from 11 minutes ago. Venezuela neutralizes U.S. registered aircraft over its airspace. And it's like a plane blowing up.
Yeah, good. It's time to limit the U.S. The U.S. should go home and help its own people.
Yeah, there's lots happening here on Press TV. On Press TV, guys, Press TV is Iranian state-run media. So we don't take it. We just look at it and kind of discuss it and look at it and think what we think, because to connect the dots you need to if you really want to connect the dots around the world, you have to watch Morning Post, which China Morning Post, then you have to watch RT, Russia Today, then you have to watch Press TV, and then you have to watch the UKX or whatever from the BBC from London, and then you have to watch Fox News and CNN in the States, and that kind of gives you a gravitated point of where things are at when you're looking at it from every angle, right? So you see Iran's side of things, but then you also see the side of the Americans, and you see the side of the Russians, and so you kind of formulate an opinion from that, right?
Yeah. Don't forget to watch the Mike Martin show as well.
Yes. No, well, that's why we have you on here, right? So you can help us with unraveling some of this mystery that's Oh, it's a 25-year anniversary of the Srebrenica massacre. What's that?
The what?
I
don't know what that is.
Srebrenica massacre.
Not sure. Where is that?
I think that's somewhere in It's a video. I don't want to play it. It's probably a video from their channel. No, it's not a video. Bosnian War.
Oh.
25 years ago. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's been that long, eh? We're getting old.
Yeah. So what's going on at your end? I'm hearing some bad news from Canada.
Everything. I don't know. Our prime minister, here it is here, Justin Trudeau, another pitfall in his own making. He just keeps falling into his own traps and whatever. Nobody cares. It's like these guys are ripping off the country left and right, and And what do we do about it? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's like, what do we do? Like, you know what I mean? So there's mismanagement of funds apparently with this prime minister now, and basically he's caught in the act, and it's a scandal in plain
I don't think
sight.
he's caught in the. I don't think it's a scandal. It's not a scandal. What scandal? Who's seeing this as a scandal, Mike, other than
the
us
news?
here?
A scandal in plain sight. The false start has real implications for a program that's supposed to be creating opportunities for young people. This is like the We Work crap or something that happened.
Oh, please. Please. So Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
Well, I heard that exit bans might be coming on to Canada soon. Is that true? Can someone confirm that? Because it would be really scary if you move to Canada and then you can't get out of Canada. I think Josh Sigurdsson was saying that he's trying to move back to Canada from wherever he is right now, and he's worried about that because they said they might ban any exits, any travel, like traveling out of Canada.
I'm looking it up.
I didn't find anything. It was just something in passing on the, what was it? Some government website, a federal website. It was saying about it. Of course, the way Canadians put it, exit bans are becoming more common. That's how they're going to put it. But that means that they're looking at doing it.
I'm just trying to see. There's no exit bans yet. Canadian travel ban exemptions do not override inadmissibility. I'm not seeing anything here.
Yeah, I didn't find anything either.
Okay, I know one thing. I spoke to somebody. I spoke to one guy. He told me that he was going to somewhere in the States. He got a job just maybe 20 miles outside of Orlando. He's a geologist of some sorts, and he was going to get a job out there working for the Florida Department of something. And they did not allow him to leave Canada because he has student loans here.
Wow.
Something like that. Yeah, he told me that.
How,
this was like a week ago.
Now?
Huh?
A week ago. Wow.
Yeah. They wouldn't let him go because he had student loans here, and I think people are just not paying their student loans, and they're running off to the States.
But what is that? Like, is that a law now, or was this ever?
I don't know if it's a law. I don't. Here, let's look it up.
Jeez.
Yeah, student exit. Cancel.
Wow, this is becoming draconian.
Just don't get student loans. They sell everybody.
Agreed. And this property tax business, Mike, remember a few weeks ago I was telling you I watched that interview with John Tory on the Steve Falcon show, and he was saying that if they don't do these budget cuts across the different categories in the city's budget, they were going to raise the property tax 40%. Well, here you go. They raised the property tax for 40%. I knew it. That's just how they drip feed it to the public.
I don't know if you remember. I've been forecasting this property tax thing for years.
They tell you in your face, and then they just say it in a different way.
Yeah.
Because the way John Tory put it was, if we don't cut the budget in these ways, we would have to raise property tax. So you get the impression that they're going to cut the budget and not raise property taxes, but actually they're going to do both.
I'm not finding anything about people not being able to leave the country with student loans, but
that's the thing. You're never going to find this information. That's the thing. That's the problem, because Canadian media is also state-run.
It is. I've been saying that since the mid last year, when Trudeau bailed out all the dinosaur media that was shutting down all their big buildings and shutting down all their presses because they just weren't making ends meet. And then Trudeau bailed them out $650 million. And apparently, someone told me that the Trudeau government's been bailing them out for the last 3 years. He just got caught the last time.
Yeah, he's not ashamed of anything.
Yeah. And someone in the comments is saying it's called screwing you gently. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure how gentle. I think it's getting worse and worse. I don't know. And the thing about Canada is that you don't really know. You can't really know. At least here people talk and, it's a bit louder in that sense. But Canada, they drip feed everything so gently that you don't really know until you try to do something.
Yeah, Layla, that's what's happening. It's not. We're not getting the. We're always in the know, right?
Yeah, as best as we can, I guess.
We're in the we're in the know. We're in the need to know basis. Sorry, we're in the need to know basis is what we're at right now.
Yeah, that's true.
The need to know basis. You're gonna go to a
That's right.
checkpoint one day, like not a checkpoint, but well, no, a border checkpoint. It's a checkpoint. A border crossing is a checkpoint. Airport terminal is a checkpoint, right? They're gonna be yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, we don't like what you said this on Twitter and this Twitter tweet you did 2 years ago. We're actually gonna ask you to wait inside room number 3 until someone comes and sees you.
That's right.
Yeah, and then that's until then, and then they could take me. They could take me away, and I it's fine. I've done what I could, and I've tried. You've tried. The Ravens tried. Everybody in this comment section, Lord Humongous has tried. We've all tried our best, So.
Yeah, I mean, Raven was saying I should go back to Canada. I'm actually really worried about Canada right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I realize that from a war kind of perspective, it's not the same at all, and it's a peaceful and orderly country, obviously, and very clean and tidy and beautiful. But they do these things behind the scenes, and
But
in
you know
these,
what other country is clean and tidy and beautiful that I've been
discreet
to many
ways.
times?
Yeah.
Mexico.
Portugal. Mexico. I worry about Mexico. I don't think good things are
No, you
happening
leave the
there.
cartel alone. They leave you alone, and there's no
From a government perspective, Mike, they've been working with the UN very closely for immigration,
Mhm.
and apparently the police is being militarized, and that's official. The other day they killed a man. They killed a man for breaking some kind of coronavirus rule. They killed him. And so the Mexicans retaliated. The police killed him. Mexicans retaliated, but they set a cop on fire.
Right, but you see,
So
hold on.
I think, so you're saying, I think what people have that kind of privilege as being from North America when they go to Mexico, but you never know what they're going to do. I mean, Josh was saying how strict the coronavirus rules were, and that was getting a real pain. So he's actually moving back up. He was there for a while. I think he's heading back to Las Vegas and trying to get back to Canada now.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know.
they said
But
the
tell me,
police...
what were you saying?
Well, I wanted to say, Mexico people do fight back. That's the deal. And when I was in Mexico,
yeah,
the
they're
highways,
like here.
The highways, yeah,
Warm,
the highways there
people.
are nice. I spent 2 years in Mexico. Remember that, right? So, and I've been to almost every state in Mexico, and there's a lot of parts in the interior where you won't be bothered. I mean, if you really want to, like, if you could have your own thing going on and you don't have to worry about tapping into the local economy to get funds or to raise money, and you could kind of do your own thing, because there's a lot of things you could do now from home, that you could live a very quiet and modest and peaceful, secluded life in Mexico. There's a lot of parts.
Yeah, I've been watching these places for a while. Mexico is definitely on the list. Portugal is another one on the list. Some parts of Italy, and of course everything east, like from Thailand to Malaysia to others. Yeah, I think it's worth looking at different places where people might bug out, assuming you can leave, right?
The Azores.
Assuming there's no exit. Yes, the beautiful Azores, Mike. We're waiting for your retreat.
Azores. Yeah, well, if things keep going the way they are, I'm going to probably end up being buried there. I won't be here to be buried. If I have to leave, well, I have to leave. I have to leave, right? Got to be buried somewhere, right? I'm Catholic. They got to bury me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, I just want to throw that out there, too. But, yeah, no, we'll see what happens in time, when times get really desperate, and see what happens. I don't know, Layla. It's a kind of like a crystal ball we're looking in right now, and hoping that with some fraction of light jumps up at us and gives us an idea or some sort of motion. And that's next week's Mike in the Night, guys. Don't forget, next week's Mike in the Night, keep track of visions in my eyes. Very important episode next week. You guys need to set your reminders. I'm going to give you guys a link to next week. And Layla, if you're around, you're more than welcome to come on the show and give us an update on that, what's happening in your neck of the woods there.
Sure. I should not have any internet issues anymore. Believe it or not, there's been these final exams happening, and apparently when the final exams are happening, they shut down the internet a little bit in the morning until everyone settles in. And I happen to be in an area where they're taking place, so it's been a few weeks now. That Sunday morning and a few other days, because Sunday morning is the beginning of the week here. They've shut it down, so I couldn't join earlier in the show.
That's okay, Layla. That's
Should
fine.
be
I
open
know it's
now.
early
Yeah.
in the morning there
I
in
know,
Syria.
no worries. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's early in the
I
morning
know
there.
it's not related to the war. It's just a procedure they follow.
It's kind of like in Mexico. When I was in Mexico, there's like 3 days of the year where you're not allowed to you can't drink alcohol, you can't buy alcohol, and you can't go to a bar and drink. You know why? Because it's elections.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mexico has so much to offer. You go to Mexico and spend a year there, you'll be like, holy crap, Mike. You knew. That's why I want to buy a house there.
Yeah, but you can't, right? I don't think
they
you
don't
can.
sell to foreigners, right?
Right.
So.
Right. So you just rent and it's
I
it's
rented
okay.
a place
So
there. I stayed in a town called Taxco, Taxco. Look it up, Layla, when you get off the phone with me.
Sure, we'll do. It sounds like a place to maybe have some kind of a foothold in the Americas. It's one of the go-tos for digital nomads and people like that, anyway. But how do you get a visa in there? Like, what would qualify you to spend a year in Mexico?
Oh, nothing. You're not allowed to. I was there, and then after I was there for, like, I have this Mexican tourist visa when you enter, and you have to leave within, I think, 30 days. And you can't stay longer.
Oh.
And I stayed, and then, I stayed longer, and I stayed longer. And then it ended up becoming 2 years. And then they could have imprisoned me. There's like just go to Portugal or go to Canada.
Yeah. So people do visa runs and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Mexico is one of the very few countries you don't want to be an illegal alien in.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll
okay.
imprison you, like really imprison you. If you think Trump holding people at the border is bad.
So why do you think it's a good option if it's hard to get a visa?
No, you know why?
To spend
because
time?
I don't like if you're like you're young. I think you're young because you sound young. You're single. You could enjoy and be free and kind of look around at the situation and kind of, look at Taxco, Taxco. Look at that town. It's a colonial town. I lived there for a while and very safe to walk the streets at night. I had no issues like there at all with anything. I have more issues going to downtown Vancouver in some areas than I do in parts of Mexico City that people say is so dangerous.
Yeah, that's another thing that concerns me. Like being, single and just going around on my own as a woman is a problem. That's a factor. That's something I look at when I think about, what my options are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely, I'll look at that.
Taxco,
Awesome.
Taxco. It's in the state of Guerrero.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, Layla, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to bed. It's almost midnight.
Yeah, wow. Good for you, Mike. Thanks for putting it up. I thought I was not going to catch you, but yeah, well done. Thanks.
All right, we'll talk soon. God bless.
You too. God bless. Bye-bye.
So that is Layla out of Syria, and she got her 30 kilometers from her. That's about 21 miles. There was a bombing in her area. The Raven said Mexico is safe. No, I'm not, guys, I'm not joking. There's even times where I slept outside, where I couldn't find my key, and I slept outside, or I was in a drunken stoop, and I was somewhere like in some town, and I wake up, and I'm like, oh, where am I? I get up in the morning, it's like, where am I? I go up to the guy. I speak Mexican though, right? I go up to the guy. I go, ¿Dónde estoy? ¿Quién es este pueblo? He goes, oh, you're in Acamixtla. I'm like, Acamixtla? How the hell did I get in Acamixtla? Right? So then I have to walk 10 miles back to where I was from, to where I was staying. It's like just all good times, man. I was young once. I had fun, right? So guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Mike in the Night next week. Keep track of the visions in my eyes. And I hope to see you guys next Saturday on Mike in the Night. Let me put that link in there again for you guys. I want to thank everybody who's been on the Teespring show. Teespring channel. Thank you guys for buy something. Mug, a sticker for $3. It all adds up in the end, and I appreciate people buying stuff from there. I'm going to do some updates, guys. I'm going to make some new stuff up here for you guys to enjoy, cool stuff. I have the towel. It's so nice. This towel right here. Oh, it's a poster, but this is really nice. I have this up in my my kids' room, Mike in the Night. Some pretty cool stuff here, and it's not even expensive. Like, it's expensive, but it's not expensive for what you get because the quality is good. So I'm getting a lot of bankruptcies, default and debt, the Great American Oil and Gas Massacre. Okay, we'll cover that another day. And guys, just my Instagram. Everyone's going to bed. Time to sign off.
Gemini King, Mike in the Night, and the Gemini crew. Ooh.
It sucks getting old.
You're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night. You're here with Mike in the night.
Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Everything's alright when you're here with Mike
In the night.
Mike it through the night. You're here with Mike
Mexico,
in the
Mexico.
night. Giving the world light
Mexican
when
government.
you're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night. You're here with Mike in the night.
Sometimes things are just absurd, so let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Mike it through the night. You're here with Mike in the night. Mike it through the night. You're here with Mike in the night.
Let's just
Talk about the world.
Give this
Page another curl.
'cause you're here with us tonight.
Remember, guys, take care. And if you can't take care, please stay safe. And thanks for watching.